dive buddy alongside both the Jax and the Rakan, you've got a lot of engage on the side of T1.
Yeah.
That is a backline threat composition.
Potentially catch that wave as the LCK classic of having your support in the mid lane, but this time, not a support, it's Faker, and now the flash in onto 369. 369 getting lower and lower, a little bit of healing from Cole. The Meek and first blood for Zeus. Getting picked up. The response, of course, on the opposite side for TES is to go for this Drake, which makes a lot of sense, but ultimately Grubs have been higher priority for the LCK just about the entire year. So not surprising to see T1 look for the top side on this side of the trade.
And now, after securing the Grubs, they have numbers advantage top side, so they can start threatening those plays, start threatening a potential dive. No level 6 secured yet for 369 means that he's not going to have his ultimate available. You can see Owner making his way into the top side jungle once more as Top Esports secure the first dragon of the game. Zeus spotted on a ward.
Cream, now needs to be careful. Minutes. The top lane fortification that might have balanced things out for the first few minutes, no longer in his favor, so first tower.
I think you need to give the same credit to Zeus in this situation where he's just really trying to maximize what he can.
Knock up in, arrow to follow, cleanse out, but it's a little bit late. Immediate coming in from Jackie Love, taken down. Gumayushi now trying to run the charm to interrupt anything else coming in from Tian. Kuma likely to fall here. Ulti is there. Probably just a 2 for 2 in the end, but more members used by the side of TES to make that play happen. Carrier trying to escape. Owner
threatening the dive. A lot of TP.
They are ready to dive this. 369 Renekton, how strong is it? So much CC. He lives for a little bit of time, but the wave is basically deleted. T1 happy to have the donated kill. I don't think 369 was ready.
Mid lane again, you really can't try much. And it's the plate merchant, Zeus. He's on the bot lane. He's there to get more plates. He's up beautifully for a very powerful mid game. These first items are already coming through. The Trinity Force very nearly completed for Zeus as they battle over the control wards. Now, the
Faker
minion
coming in. Instant Wukong ultimate. Faker now going to fall between worlds, but there's just nowhere to go. Mako trying to find the counter engage, but it might not matter. Still in the midst of everything. Tian is so damn tanky. They weren't ready for that, and Jin might not kill towers, but he kills people pretty damn good. Quadra coming in, baby. Bit of a handshake here on the fist fight around this objective. Mako trying to find that angle, trying to find that engage. Guma with the red buff. Poking, chipping away. The eye procced. Cream now walking in. Between worlds is there. It's going to be difficult for Guma to stay too long. Not having vision in that brush, a bit devastating as Mako just constantly threatening. Probably just the 50-50 on the smite. 2K on the Herald. Faker is now a blue buff, but the Herald's gone down. Tien wants to walk in and pick that tower, and it gets much harder. But if TES overcommit, it's so easy for Zeus to find that flank. Faker looking to get things off. Double knock-up. Instantly Zeus in the midst of everything, and down goes Jackie Love, the one-fed member. Gone in the blink of an eye. Tien does not have enough left in the tank to finish that one. Double kill for Zeus. T1, incredible fight.
Faker truly is timeless. An incredible engage from him once more on the world stage to set up the fight for T1. Top Esports were caught unawares. Jackie Love didn't even get an opportunity to flash away. And with him taken out, all of the Ash Arrow, Faker could at any moment pop the ultimate. The threat of the Wukong flank.
Mako, though, starting, knowing the tower isn't really much to defend there. Now between worlds coming out, Jackie Love for now untouched on the backside can look to start to finish up these kills, but Zeus in the midst of everything just gave up his counter-strike. Now needs to retreat. Massive healing coming in from 369, but not nearly enough. Curtain call coming out, though, and looking to finish the job. So much damage. And again, Jackie Love clutching the fight.
As long as Jackie Love Esports are going to get 2 towers.
But I think the hero of the day is Mako there. So many of these engages have been all about that
ultimate missed. Jackie Love, once again, not forced to expend any summoners. Dragon, though, secured for Chief for plays on the map.
But I think you can see that 369 doesn't want to overcommit on side. He doesn't have TP. They don't want to send Cream to go up against the Jax, and it puts Carrier threatening. Zeus waiting behind, Contaxian off his support. Objective getting lower and lower, but they've already got it on the side of TES. T1 now going to go in to try to get the picks on 369, hoping that maybe they can get the Baron in the meantime, but TES are already out. Zeus now getting chipped away at. Not really much there to play, but Faker again trying to make the play happen. Instant follow-up coming in from Carrier. Zeus off to the side. They're going to look to delete 369, but Jackie Love is still standing tall. Zeus going in 1v1 versus Jackie Love, but he's all on his lonesome. And as long as that AD carry's standing, as long as that mid laner is standing, TES are winning the fight. Guma with nowhere left to go. The bullet doesn't even hit him. He's dead as it's flying. Shut down coming in. TES barreling down the mid lane.
That is a 5-for-0 ace, and Dracos, they can look to end the game right now. Another fantastic play from Top Esports, and as long as the carries were left untouched, they were able to clean up the fight. I think that's going to be it.
So much of the early game was in control of T1. It felt like they come ahead in the lane swaps, but in the fights, TES have been better. The turns, T1 the ones who overextended in TES's jungle, giving those kills to Jackie Love costs them as TES take down T1.
And in a statement game, the early game looked a little shaky, but you talked about it, Dracos, the support staff on the side of top esports, Tian and Mako, that jungle support combo. 100% kill participation for both of them. Cream quick to drop the ultimates down when ready. I mean, great team fighting from them.
Fantastic. As much as I love us talking about it, let's see what the analyst desk has to say about that incredible game 2.
Well, it's coming up, Jackie Love, and as a European fan, I've been on that side of things before, so I know how much it hurts. But what is particularly impressive to me is how it came off the back of a T1 that had that early game strategically
They were looking
completely
good
in the bag.
T1 was looking good for a lot of this game until they lost every fight consecutively.
Pop Blossom, such a powerful combination. You yeet the Nico in, and then she knocks everyone up, especially with relatively low mobility. Renato and Draven, easy enough to catch out. Rumble as well. Obviously doesn't have a dash of his own. To try and steal away these Krugs. Starts up on the red. Gumayushi falling low, 210 HP on him. Chitan pops the barrier!
He's going to be a little bit behind in terms of his early clear. Now they're threatening a mid lane dive, but Curry is here to cover.
Puts the Shape Splitter back behind him. Bolt Breaker coming out. Ona looks, but the flash catches Jinkado.
Set up better vision around this top side river. TP's now invested bot side.
But Zeus using a TP, whereas Weiser has not. So if a fight does begin around the Grubs as Faker falls low, Ignite ticking on him. Curry still looking! And Curry gets... As T1 have been rattled a little bit in this early game. Still, things going relatively to plan. They have the Grubs. They'll get 3 of them. They're only about 400 gold behind. And even though there is a lead for Chitan, it's about how effectively he can utilize that 600 gold advantage.
Yeah, it's interesting because basically what Pain are doing is they're kind of
Karaoke now rotating it back through his jungle. Faker going in, has the fate sealed, if he wants it. Jumps in with a Q3, Jinkado goes back forward and immediately Ona was waiting. A choreographed play there from Karaoke there in time, and Ona has to jump the pit. Curry invested his flash for it, but it's a Drake on the board for PN. Guma and Carrier might stay for one more plate here. You can see it's about to tick down. Carrier goes in, and immediately they dive on Carrier. Hostile takeover comes out, but Carrier will tick, and there's no way to bring him back from the dead. Zeus coming across. Carioca has nothing left to escape, and Zeus will hit him in the back and secure a counter kill. But all the while, Chitan and Curry have free time with the bot tower.
And to being for a one-for-one, crucially the kill goes on to Weiser, and Draven doesn't quite cash in the stacks just yet. So you kind of look at the good news here for Pain, but Weiser now, oh, he's getting dived.
I mean, Zeus, Guma usually taking a tower shot here as well. Ona's on his way. How well can you juggle the aggro? How are your acrobatics? Weiser doesn't have the axe, and Ona has a fist, but Weiser almost manages to get one back. Ona tanks it well.
Right. Eyes towards the minimap, looking at what objectives are available. Zeus that needs to be careful. The threat of the dive is very real. He knows that the equalizer being started, but
Pop Blossom. There's the equalizer onto Chitan. Curry pulled back with a face call. Zeus doesn't have to burn the flash. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, a TP coming in from Pain Gaming as they try to get Weiser out of this situation. Faker dashing back in with a soul and bound, and his fate is sealed. Faker going to jump all the way back. Jinkado trying to dodge him in the Twilight Shroud, but even with the perfect execution, I don't know if he'll be alive for much longer. Faker holding that Q3, lands it in the end. Jinkado falls.
And very quickly, to have the soul unbound. PNG have kind of overstacked their resources on the bot side of the map. They've got 4 members here, leaving mid lane exposed. Akali will not have the wave clear to protect it. It will allow them first tower and a bit of extra gold, but they're going to likely concede mid in exchange.
And some damage onto that top tower. No teleports available to them. You can see Zeus in the minimap just pushing.
That is a lot of gold.
It's also just a lot of sound effects from their skin, man. Audacious bravery! Scouting that portion of the map. Curry looking for the flank as well. Jinkado not quite with the team yet. Zeus now joining up. There's the equalizer. Ona secures the smite. Hostile takeover. Ona hits onto Weiser, but he pops the Ragnarok. Chitan was clipped by it as well. Should be able to escape to the safety of this tower, but Carioca does not have that same luxury. Curry misses the Spirit Blossom up towards the top side as Faker dashes back to his soul, and underneath the bot tower, Chitan is caught out by T1. It's 2 kills to T1, a Drake.
It's the ultimate, but because the flank doesn't come to fruition, T1 just run.
Every bit of gold, every bit of experience you can on the map. It is a struggle, and that's, you know, what T1 have done better. Mechanic get help that on its way. Owner's going to translate his pressure from mid across the top, and there's the tower for T1, just pulling Pain Gaming around the map. Zeus, though, Pop Blossom flash away, Glacial Prison still connects, and Zeus can put down the equalizer, carry a flash, hostile takeover hits onto 2, she turns one of them, and goodbye Pain. The T1 collapse is just insurmountable.
A valiant effort. They thought that they'd caught out Zeus, but the response from Carrier, Owner, and Faker was just too devastating. T1, they're not going to reset. They've set their sights on the inhibitor towers, and they're looking to break the base 17 minutes in.
He'll crack through one of these inhib towers. Faker will dash back to his soul. And Gaming might look for a little bit of a chase here. Wiser going in, but 2 levels down. Hits another undertow. The heal coming out from Carrier. Doesn't have much mana left. Ragnarok. Faker left alone. Kuri still chasing forward here. Jinkado trying to kill the king. And he should be able to take him down. Faker dashes back, but Jinkado gets his first kill. Infinitesimally small, but not to 0, I believe, is the statistical call here. Jinkado going in, though, and they found Zeus and Odo on the flank. Kuri's going to get hit with a hostile takeover already. Zeus is down. What more can Pain Gaming find? The chase is on as Owner has to dash away. Jinkado's fallen as well, and Karaoke and Wise are the only 2 left alive. There's a bit of a meat grinder in the middle there. Pain Gaming were able to get 1, but not much more.
It was a promising start to the engage. By securing that kill onto Zeus, you'd think maybe they can turn this around. The problem is the
Definitely knows that's not the real Sejuani, but Karaoke can try and get into the pit here. 3,000 HP on it. T1 begin to pull off. Pain Gaming just waiting to see if T1 will continue the push on this Baron. They'll keep it aggroed. 3,500 on it, down to 2.5. Karaoke trying to get in, but he's locked up, and Faker dives in onto him. The Baron already secured by T1. Fate sealed onto Karaoke as well. Carrier flashing forward with a hostile takeover, matched by the equalizer. Jinkado's TPing in, but I'm pretty sure he wants to run away from this fight. It's 2 already, it's a T1. Make it 3 as Wiser falls. Jinkado tried to get something, but he will join his teammates in the fountain. Only Karaoke left alive.
The Baron secured, 4 members down, and T1 can immediately look for the end. Of course, the respawn timers are still very short, so Pain Gaming likely going to have 1 last stand, but T1, with utter domination, have showcased their potential.
He's allowing the minions to do the work here. Doesn't want to overstep in case Pain do start to collapse. TP behind, and that's what Wise is looking to do. Zeus going to start to back away. Doesn't have the flash, though, and Jinkado is on the chase. Equalizer down. Owner going in on Karaoke, but there's 1 for Pain Gaming. T1 will take the tower in the bot lane. Can they find more out of this? They still have a cannon minion and 3 casters now. 2. Karaoke still that front line. Faker dashing back. Pain Gaming don't have the defenses to hold on to this tower for now.
They turn their attention to mid lane. Another tower soon to fall. Faker goes in alone. Getting good damage off of the Karaoke, just forcing Pain Gaming back slowly but surely. The base is falling apart. 20 seconds until Zeus respawns. With so many minions sieging onto the base, T1 don't really have to do much outside of letting the minions do the work.
Wiser doesn't have Ragnarok here. He's going to Ragnarok his way into the Death Realm. Another kill for T1. Pop Blossom from Kuri was stopped by a handshake. And I think Pain Gaming are preparing themselves for the constellatory ones at the end here. The dive in by Owner onto Jinkado. The Nexus Tower's falling, the hostile takeover coming out. And Pain Gaming can only watch from the fountain as T1 rip them apart. It was expected, but it was clinical from T1 as they go to 1-on-1.
A confident performance overall from T1 Owner with an incredible impact on his Vi. You can see smiles across the faces of Pain Gaming. You've heard enough from us, so let's hear what the analyst desk had to say.
There's a lot of things to say. The first one being they tried.
I mean,
Yes.
okay,
They
no,
tried.
yeah, honestly, they did really well in the early game. I
Yeah.
think this is the result that we were always going to be expecting, that T1 was going to win this by pure macro as well and by individual skill. What we did not expect was that Gumayushi and Kyria, they were not lane sold up, they were 2v2'd by a Kalista that got the 2v2 kill early. Like, that was fantastic. And I think, yes, as we already said, PNG was probably never going to win this, but they had individual moments that I think they can be proud of.
I had like Shogun flashbacks. That's what I had.
The international stage as much, but it is obviously the combination of the Kalista and the Nico very, very powerful. Nico can go in, get right back out. So much setup CC, so much chain CC, and kind of a return to some of what made still very much favoring T1 as they're still grabbing these plates. You've also got pressure on the top side from Zeus as he just continues to push these waves in against Bin. Owner grabbing the Krubs. In the meantime, will only be able to grab 2, but T1 across the board getting a lot.
They do have a 1k gold lead now, just off the back of the lanes. Six has come through from Gumayushi.
Owner on the way down. On with the knockback into the wall, but there's no immediate fall. They just now spot Owner. Knight is going to get the first move, however. This could be disastrous. Perfect CC layering. Owner can't even push the ult. He barely manages to get it all the time. Faker has stolen away the ultimate. What else can he get with the dashes? Can he chase down Knight? One more now coming through. Has stolen the ult, now using it. Wants to chase, Wade ready to go over the wall. T1 zoning him off. Faker goes in again anyway. Flash away from the charm. It's perfect. The pop on the Q2 coming through. Faker gets another dash. Should be fine to escape. Bin coming in. He should go down. Knight gets the kill in return to take this objective. Have to respect on the flank, but BLG clearly willing to give it up. Does have TP and he has Mininar stacked. Are they willing to commit Zeus's TP?
Looks like they don't want to. Instead, they'll just say, you know what, we'll concede the grubs. We'll give Zeus first access onto the tower. Bin was able to catch that wave in mid lane, but ultimately just a lot of time spent wandering around the map.
Unlikely he'll be able to grab that last plate, at least on this wave, as Faker and Owner trying to defend on. Well placed, well positioned. Ulti from Skarner is about to be traded here. It looks like as T1 are being caught out by the curtain call. Lockup coming in from Owner, but he might just have to give his life. Flashing out to safety. Where's the last bullet going?
Coming out from the T180 carry. It's Elk spending a lot of time to push in this wave to buy enough time to force BLG to then disengage.
And when you burn those resources, you don't have enough left to take the fight. As Faker gets aggressive on the bottom side, not sure if they have enough here to make this happen. Poppy ult stolen away. T1, this is both. They already got one objective. They want to go for 2. They force the flash out from on. T1 pulling incredibly far ahead. That beautiful play on the top side has won them so much. Bin is just now getting that wave into top side, and Zeus here for the play and right back to top to defend. Now Faker TPing as well. They're nervous. They don't want to risk ultimate. Not sure about the individual cooldown. Taking his time on this one. Does he have the hijack? The answer is no. Faker going down.
Heal at any point, but he's got to get in range, and it was that they played around very well.
On knockback, using the clone to try to walk away here. Wait a bit more time. Aftershock already propped. That's one squishy Poppy now. Guma there quick to pick up the kill, but it's Elk who's in trouble. Zeus coming from behind as well. Elk's got nowhere to go. One more bullet, not enough to get the kill. But Bin and Wei are here as backup, and it might just be curtains for T1. Guma, the heal coming in. Carrier trying to body block as best he can, but Bin already grabbing another kill. Carrier now needs to get the hell out. On, but overcommitting a bit in terms of resources, and BLG starting to tie up the gold lead. Again, in League of Legends golds, but
how much time is it going to cost them? He secures it. Faker's going to match for the time being.
Used. TP bot lane. Going to be matched here. Zeus getting lower and lower. Desperate to get the Mega. Faker gives him a bit more time to stack it up, but it might not be enough in the face of Knight. Flash is available. Can charm flash quite easily. Playing this one out a little bit slower. Jack's ulti stolen for a bit of extra resources, a bit extra resistances. Elk waiting off to the side. Curtain call can come.
Wasn't able to get the reset off. He wasn't able to replenish his HP or his mana. So once he then commits the TP bot lane to
the Faker on side though. That's mean BLG will back off, likely to need one more wave. Bin feeling more confident in the 1v1. Zeus has flash, likely to be forced here. Flash out from Zeus. How long in the leap strike should you be able to finish the job? Goes golden! A freeze frame, baby, as he dunks the top laner of T1. Clean solo coming in for Bin.
A crucial solo kill as BLG secured the mid lane tower as well.
Man advantage, kills, gold to get those item completions through is going to matter.
The problem for T1 now is they can't cross map. Bin is able to secure this goal.
Zeus in trouble once again. Faker can TP to try and save him, but it doesn't seem like the right call. Zeus sleeping out. Knockback for the Impale is so crucial. Now forcing the TP, immediately forcing the response, but the man advantage will be decided BLG. Wall up there to initially break the fight. Impale to try to dissuade a little bit more, but now it's going to be Faker in trouble. Zeus getting lower. Bin finding the initial kill. Goes golden once again, buys a brief moment. Curtain call now coming out in the extended fight. It's BLG taking control. Carrier ready. 8K getting lower. T1 are here, maybe just hoping for exit kills. Respawn from Zeus. He does have the TP. He will use it. 5K getting lower. Off on the side is the Poppy. On. Ulti, 15-second cooldown. Looking to lock up Elk. Where's the follow-up going to go? Carrier trying to dissuade. Guma knocked back to the wall. The flash forward. Going to try to finish on the first AD carry. Now he's on the hunt for Knight. Guma! Popping off in the clutch moment, but Bin ready to turn it right back. That's the ultimate. Counter-strike is there, but it's Bin versus all of T1, baby, and that is not enough.
In the 4 versus 5, T1 are able to turn the fight around. Incredible target selection from Owner to set up for the team to shut down the bot lane. Wei has an angle to steal.
Clone will spot him. 5K, is he willing to give his life? It'll put them behind on the Soul. He can't afford to die here. Zeus now chasing. Baron gonna fall, Carrier getting lower. Oh, T1 securing the first Baron of the game. Flip.
Remember, you've
Carry
got
off
the
on the
Callisto as
side.
well.
Knockback from On will be big, trying to zone out. Gets the jungler out of the picture, they instantly get the objective, can't take the fight. Faker now locked up, he's not even gonna have the chance to use the Poppy ult that he so graciously stole. Finally, we'll get it back, trying to burn it through, at least on Carry off on the side. A massive ulti, but now Elk is ready to open up. The curtain's called, 1 shot, 2. Health bar's too high for him to do anything yet. They have to retreat, they have to get out. The lockup on the Carry is good. They're trying to take down Guma. Guma locked up for a brief moment, but Zeus is there to body block Elk. Just fast enough to get away, but there's too much C, now it is Knight. Can he make the difference? Last dash used, Way likely to fall here. The chase down from Owner and Zeus. Top and jungle together, salvaging the fight. Flash forward from Zeus. They're not done. They want more. On trying to body block. Knight with the red buff. How many cooldowns has he got left? Owner locked up. On running, splitting their attention, but he will fall.
The Soul is denied from T1, but it's a massive teamfight win once more. These teamfights are absolutely crazy. They're an absolute nail-biter.
Extended plays, but eventually he just runs out of resources. You only have so many dashes if you're not going to be able to find the kill.
Keep that push in, give you a nice angle to potentially create a flank. Faker now joins the squad.
Steadfast presence down. Initial route on the way is big. And Pale not hitting anybody. Way forced to flash out. Knockback is good from On. Knockback into the wall as well. But Faker now getting involved in the fight. No, the Steadfast presence up just in time. Bit on the backside trying to finish off Owner, but I don't think he's strong enough. Can go golden. GA, burn. But where's the rest of the damage? Where's the rest of the follow-up? It does not matter. T1 are just stronger in the 5v5.
BLG, it looked like that they were going to turn and fight. A great Poppy ultimate came through from On, but once Binner TP'd in, he was committed to the fight. He had to go in.
Knight goes in, but no, Owner secures it. Observer's beautifully highlighting. They're going in blind. They'll just now see the health bar. Faker off on the side, looking to lock up Elk, forcing the flash. Protobell flash forward from Carrier. The lockup is there. Elk's got nowhere left to go. They don't quite catch Knight. Knight now versus the world, but there is Faker to finish the job alongside Zeus. T1 dominating in this mid to late game.
The turn was so fast. BLG didn't see it coming. Faker came from one flank to then force the flash out from Elk, but the moment it was gone, Carrier struck. The team fighting from T1 coming online today as they're now looking to break the base.
T1 at Worlds just continue to impress. Team that seems to never disappoint. Once again, finding a way to topple the LPL champion. It's not done yet. BLG have an angle for a fight. On has ultimate in 10 seconds. Great Impale. Bin in the midst of 3, but is it going to be enough? He just cannot finish the kills. On now getting knocked back. The Nor is there, and T1 will not be denied. T1 1-2-1. On can knock them away, but he cannot knock them out of this game. T1 take down BLG.
An incredible game with some fantastic team fights. Today will not be the day that T1's record is blemished. 1 loss to their name, and they will not concede another. Incredible.
And that's just the best of 1. All right, AD, we had a great time with it.
Yeah.
What do you have to say about that?
What I have to say is that I wish this was a series. Like, I want to have more games of this.
I mean, we might if BLG can now make it through the lower bracket. They're a 1-2 team. T1 at Worlds is just a different, it's a different beast entirely. It's not the same as what's in the LCK.
Oh my God. Even just saying that one more time, just the fact that BLG are 1-2 and are fighting for their lives, no one would have expected this at all.
And we've talked about what had been going wrong for T1 in the first games that they had in.
You're going to have a Nautilus casting Nautilus ult on you. It's like Guma does not get to play.
And that's the big problem for T1 here. You see how much dive there is from G2. I love the fact they've decided to go for this all-in composition. It's taking the fight to T1.
Invade there.
Oh, Mickey. Carry is there. Mickey tries to dredge line away. The charm roots him in place. And I don't think Mickey needs to burn the flash here. He knows he's done for. Burst
Really nice job here in the early stages from Yike. He gets the top crab, immediately move bot, gets bot 1, covers there on the mid play for Caps 2. And now you're in a position where you've a bit of a nice 8 CS lead for yourself.
Zenith played in. Kevin's going to have to flash away. Hun Summer. One more adoration for Hun Summer.
Top side, Brooklyn Blade wants to try and push a little bit first.
I mean, Zeus has Flash, has the explosive cast. Hans has both his summoners as well, but Hans Summer continues to put axes into the back of Zeus. The cleanse away from Hans, flashes forward. Zeus flashes away, will get the slow with the cask. Hans now in the middle of the minions, doesn't have a ward to place. Zeus can open up and Zeus finds it. A solo kill for the Gragas. Meanwhile, in the top lane, a hook's going to land onto Ona. Broken Blade looking for the stun. Root goes down. As Yike Mickey.
Nice little punish there, but G2 still going to get those top side grubs.
I think the important AD carry.
I think the play on towards the top side though really helped out G2 obviously because they do force T1 away, which then gives them Void Grubs for G2, spotting that the carry was up there. Broken Blade now trying to force Owner away, but I think it's more of a
Barney. They're looking for a fight here. Mickey looking for that hook. Owner stepping forward, eats an axe. Caps and Mickey standing around the side. Caps low mana. They go into Carrier. Paranoia. There's the shockwave as well. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Broken Blade's going to look to try and keep Zeus around. One already over as Yike kills off Carrier. Owner's killed Caps though. And now Yike has to run from Faker and Gumayushi. Owner's so low in the pit. He gets two. Hans Summer will answer with one. Cleanses away, but he's not going to be able to get too much more here. He can get a second. Gumayushi able to win out the fight in the end. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, much ado about
suppression coming through from the Skarner, locking up two members of G2, making sure that Caps couldn't have any real follow-up damage. Yike ends up going so far to finish off the initial kill onto Carrier, then he can be focused down by Faker and Gumayushi, and Mickey is just trying his damnedest to help out Hans to a little bit.
So TPing away from bot as well. Broken Blade giving up the ghost on that tower. Zeus going to get hooked in here. Still has the explosive cast and the flash. It's more Mickey acting as a distraction as G2 try and rattle their way through this tower. They'll take the second turret of the game, and they continue to push forward here. 5 grubs helping them out quite a lot in taking these towers quickly.
Yeah, and the price, of course, that they are going to pay is not only the push on the opposite side, but the Dragon #2 here for T1, which Owner is able to clean up. Faker does not have teleport.
Already used. Zeus caught out with the counter-strike, though, and Zeus is met with the whirling death. The curtains open, and Summer's winning for G2. T1 do have those 2 Drakes in their pocket. Zona secures the Rift Herald as well. There's a possibility of a dive. It does not work out for DK yesterday. We'll see if T1 have a better affair as there's to suppress immediately. They lock them in. The shotgun coming out as well as Broken Blade tries to survive. The tower will dive, but Caps is low. Faker diving forward, the paranoia on him, and Mickey's going to be the first to pull. G2 all hail the retreat. Try to get the hell out of here because T1 are hungry for blood. Faker will find another as T1 find 2 in the bot lane die.
On his win rate with this champion, with how he's playing, he's just been
TP behind. Faker doesn't have flash, doesn't have Spirit Rush. Carrier's going to try and keep Caps busy. Top lane and takes another tower.
I think the next thing you have to look to for G2 is you're really worried about your... You get one more level. You actually get a nice range boost on your ultimate, but...
Solar Flare. Yike puts up the shroud. In goes the stinger, and down onto the backline goes Yike. Looking for that paranoia. Mickey knocked in as well. Gumayushi has to flash away. The whirling death coming out from Hans Summer. And Faker's on the flank. Carrier chased out by Broken Blade. There'll be one. Faker trying to get onto Hans Summer as well. Lands the charm. Owner's there to help. The cleanse from Hans is not enough. And now it's a 3v4. T1 advancing again. Gumayushi was able to escape. Faker adds another Spirit Rush. The charm goes wide. Yike and Caps alongside Broken Blade able to keep on to their lives right now. Zeus, though, can look for more. Broken Blade stepping forward into the darkness. Rift Herald pushed in the mid lane. That's going to take the tower, and it's only a Chem Drake. The T1 really care too much about it. G2 realize they can't fight around it anymore, and they'll back towards the bot lane.
The cask again from Zeus, splitting up that fight perfectly in favor of T1. It looked a little dicey for Gumayushi as they had to flash over the wall, but T1, these team fights consistently going their way.
And this one is a very burst heavy, but it's also very far ahead. Oh, never mind.
Into the shockwave, they look for Gumayushi. He doesn't have the flash, and they will find him. Another hook's going to land onto Owner as the chase continues. Zeus coming in with the explosive cast, though, and G2 have to be careful because TP coming in from Faker. Mickey dodges away from the explosive cast, pulls Carrier in. The charm goes wide on Summer. Still cleanses just in case.
So that Nocturne Orianna combo.
Solar Flare onto Caps. Faker going in with the charm, only hits onto Mickey. Cut and Call coming out as well. There's the Impale, and Mickey's just dragged in a double counter strike into the shockwave though, and Faker is down. Explosive cast will separate Caps and Hans Summer from the fight. Zeus on that front line, 3 items strong, and he's trying to use them to their full effect. Owner down to about half HP. Zeus low as well. Hans Summer trying to open up on Gumayushi, who still has the
damage to fight this.
G2 with no ultimates. Broken Blade dashing in here, jumping across that wall. Owner they're trying to smite the Drake, would be soul for them. Counter-strike from Broken Blade. Here comes Zeus. Flash, Zenith Blade. They look for the engage onto Hans Summer, who has to flash away himself. Caps is down to half HP. Broken Blade jumps across the pit. And now Mickey's here to bolster the defenses. Faker on his way back doesn't have the teleport. The Drake secured Chem Soul. Now for T1, G2 begin to back away from the fight, realize they don't really want any more of this action. Yike slowed up though, a hook goes down, only onto Owner. Caps knocked back! Zeus finds him, and now Yike's running for the hills, locked up with a captive audience. Yike down 2. It's a Baron. Broken Blade looking for the flank. No flash on him, but does have that Grandmaster's might. Mickey looking for the engage, but realizes pretty sharpish that he can't go for it. Still charmed up. Spirit rush forward by Faker. There's the curtain calls as well, and there's curtains for Mickey. Carrier takes him. And T1 take the Baron. They are in firm control of the game as Hans Summers overstep 2. Hans Summers down 2. T1 6k ahead, a Soul, a Baron, and maybe more of his Broken Blade's charmed. And T1 continue to collapse. The jump away from Broken Blade will keep them safe for a moment, but T1 are knocking on the door.
Dude, Zeus is just the GOAT. He's MVP. Holy moly. He is such a playmaker. You think of the God of Lightning with him, but, you know, God of the Cakes in this game. Really, really impressive. Game number 1 here so far for T1. And after the Baron push, already taking...
To engage, they did have a little bit of vision. A TP coming in. Zeus will be the one on the front line, Faker will be the one on the back, but Zeus immediately locked up. You can see how much damage he can tank. Faker going in with the charm, it goes wide. Zeus almost falls to the whirling, he's alive, and he still has the locket. Faker dodges away from the hook, Zeus going back in, and there's your contribution. Mickey falls, the shockwave from Caps. All it can do is buy him a second to wait. The flash charm from Faker. It's all done, it's all over, but the Nexus falling. T1 are gonna go 1-0 up.
Zeus can do no wrong. TP's in to what should have been his death, but instead it's T1 killing G2 and taking game number 1.
T1 may have limped through summer, but this is Worlds, and they are here to stay.
Broken Blade and Yike trying to do anything, but they still have the Impale, the suppression afterwards with the Edge of Ishtar, the chase onto Yike, the explosive cask, and as you say, Zeus godly with his placements today. The Nexus towers fall, and T1 will go 1 game away from Paris and quarterfinals. Mickey gets a kill.
Worth. Nexus for the support
The mental game. It's the mental game.
Holy moly. The god of cracking a code on your screen. That was absolutely insane from Zeus, and G2 looks stunned.
That they do. We'll see if they can bounce back after this short break. Using a lot of the time.
And this is just so all-in dive. It is so threatening. Again, even in Champ Select previously, we're like, wow, it's probably going to be very hard for Guma to
burn that flash, but Mickey.
Oh, Faker goes in with the Spirit Rush, the charm landing as well, and Mickey is done for. First blood in the first 2 games. Mickey dies. Owner takes the kill.
Those next round of Void Grubs.
It's interesting because Broken Blade doesn't have teleport, but Owner's actually heading towards Broken Blade rather than the Void Grubs.
Yeah, he's looking for this play down towards the bottom side. Broken Blade flashes immediately met with a fist in his face. Broken Blade trying to get away from this. Obviously, has to try and escape from Owner, who flashes forward. Another Vault Breaker. Broken Blade trying to dodge it. Owner holds it forever. Owner finds another as Broken Blade can't escape his clutches.
There was no escape there. Owner waiting over the wall. Broken Blade tried to sidestep it, but good call from Owner, just hold on. But still on the opposite side, Void Groups galore. And it will be, I imagine Zeus starting to put a bit of pressure here to answer for some of the third places. Faker, no way he catches Mickey again.
You put everyone on pause when you said that. Everyone's like...
Oh, Mickey looking for the hook here. So Yike can come in with the paranoia. There's the depth charge as well to chase forward. Kerry has joined his mid laner. Faker flashes away. The ignite ticking on him won't be enough. There's the stun into the shield of the Wraith. Daybreak into the solar flare into the death of Yike.
To kill Mickey. Now it's kind of the reverse situation, and Faker did get that little, sight of Mickey. So good vision toggle by the observers.
And then the engage comes through from Mickey, and it's a nice setup. Carry here to try and help, but oh, bot side.
Oh, Zeus flashes away. He's hit with a house. And Caps and Broken Blade find a kill. Carrier is looking to collapse here as well as Gumayushi, but this tower is already quite low, down to 1 plate remaining on it. Carrier going in with the Zenith Blade. Gumayushi there with the Deadly Flourish as well. Broken Blade still pretty tanky though. Yike's here to join the fray. Has the paranoia. Can't go into Guma, but there's a flash and a barrier on that AD carry, making it a little bit more suspect to go for the dive. Mickey and Hansa are starting to collapse, and this will be first tower over to G2.
Faker even dropped off that top tower, trying to move down to this. Go back and forth thanks to these plays.
Still, I think it's a hugely beneficial kind of response from G2.
Because will he escape? You can see it on the minimap. The Counter-Strike finds him alongside the cease and desist, and Broken Blade doesn't have a hope in hell of escaping this one. Zeus leaps on his face and takes another 4-1 now to T1.
It's interesting that they have such a bounty on Broken Blade's head, it feels like. Not in a literal sense, but they've got a target on his back. T1 keep on going for these assassination attempts onto Broken Blade. It's almost like when they gave up the 6 grubs, they were saying, you are not going to have a split pusher that can use these. We're going to make sure of it, because while we did give up the 6 grub buff, you know, we killed Broken Blade when we did that, and then we're going to keep looking for kills on him and try and really put that Gnar behind, to the point that Zeus is going to be able to control side lanes. Faker is going to be able to
Another
get
charm
hits.
hits once again. Mickey thought he was safe in his own jungle, but there was nowhere safe from T1. And this is the moment in the game, in game 1, where we saw T1 begin to explode it away from G2's grasp. You can see already 2,500 gold ahead. Now with the Rift Herald charging through mid, they're going to open up the map and make it so much more tricky for G2 to do anything. Charm wide there by Faker, but he's just creating space. The Solar Flare hits. Hans Summer has to burn the cleanse, and Zeus is on the flank. The counter strike. Hans Summer flashes it. Rift Herald charge forward. Zona can jump across that wall and look for Hans Summer. Yike with a fear, only onto Zeus. They're looking for the damage. The Shockwave will find him. Hans Summer surviving up towards the top side for as long as he can in the face of Ona, but now he's down and Carry is down alongside him. G2 find 2. They lose their mid-tier 1. Can they find any?
That you need to try and leverage yourself back into this game. You have the Nocturne delivery. We'll see if they're able to make something. It won't be now, because of course they're splitting and trying to grab tower first.
I think it still will be a little tough for G2 though, because Caps has gone for this more defensive build. Up and in towards the Zhonya's first means he doesn't really have that big firepower. I think it's the correct way to go, because there's a lot of threat here with the dive from
the flash. Caps goes one way, Zeus goes the other. Now he tracks back, knowing that Caps is there. The paranoia coming out as Mickey and Yike look to collapse. The flash away from the shockwave from Zeus is gorgeous. And once again,
they definitely have some really good looks here.
BB's just finished his Mega now and he's gone in.
He still gets the Gnar into the wall. The backline, Gumayushi flashes away. The Shockwave, I think, maybe a little bit early there as Broken Blade is forced low. Spirit Rush forward by Faker as T1 begins to collapse. And Mickey's burst on the menu again. Faker with a Spirit Rush across the wall. Sure, the G2 hadn't snuck towards the Baron to try and take that away, while T1 were getting themselves to 2 dragons in this game.
Timing really has been the biggest advantage for T1. I feel like not only the defensive
push in mid, catching out G2, and now G2 trying to move in mid, but they could get collapsed on from behind.
There's a pincer movement brewing here.
Teleport.
See the TP behind, that's
Faker.
Counter TP being used by Broken Blade. Curtain Call coming in as the stopwatch is used. Dion onto the backline, jumps Gumayushi, a good shockwave as well onto Zeus. And now we see Hans Summer having to try and get away from this. Ona going in as he puts the damage down onto Caps. Ona flashing away, Zeus the same, the killer instinct from Hans Summer. Gets Zeus in response. Now Faker diving around the fight, a hook coming out. Broken Blade trying to get into the Mega Gnar. He'll jump on their heads. Gooba stopped them, Faker escaping. Carrier slammed into the wall. On the top side, Yike killed off Gumayushi. And G2 somehow find a fight.
Only Faker gets out alive. G2 are going to get some extra money with the tower mid, and Faker just barely does so. Broken Blade hunting for him, but he's not going to find the hiding spot.
I love the not using the shockwave, but immediately they do. Paranoia in, Faker down, Solar Flare onto the backline as well. We see Hans Summer falling for it. Mickey trying to get into this fight. Broken Blade on his way across as well. Carrier, Ona there as well with Gumayushi trying to get away. Doesn't have the flash. Ona doesn't. Carrier goes back in with the Zenith Blade. He's a sacrifice. A sacrificial lamb for G2. As there's 2 more on the board.
Or are they going to try and get control of the mid wave first?
Mickey looking for the hook. There's the charm. Deadly Flash going in. Ona looking for that back line. The Solar Flare hits 2. Paranoia coming out. Ona can't go in with the engage. Zeus now locked out. Pops the stopwatch to buy himself a little bit of time. He's feared though. The shockwave hits onto Ona as he looks for the engage. Goes in with the cease and desist. The Guardian Angel still sitting on Ona's shoulders. Will bring him back to life. Broken Blade with a good double Gnar into the wall. Ona trying to get back in with that shield from the Vault Breaker. But he will fall. Baker can't escape Broken Blade. Gumayushi now trying to dance his way away. But the eyes are on Carrier for G2. They're looking for one more. Gumayushi will have the fleet. Will have the move speed from this Jin. Broken Blade chucks a house out, can't quite land it onto Guma's back. Caps with the dissonance, there's the slow from the red buff. They dodge the captive audience, and Guma's down 2. An ace for G.
A G2 Baron.
Now you said it in game 1, Kobe. G2 great at fighting.
The Oriana ball moves in towards the bush, then sets up for that big shockwave as well. And it's after that, again, just moving back, buying space here as BB.
They can get so many rewards. Tier 2 tower doesn't stand a chance. That's another 800 gold for the team, immediately picked up. Void Mites from their 6 Void Grubs spawning out.
Faker being forced back to the fountain, has the flash, has the TP, but G2 are trying to open up the base. Ona looking for that flank. His GA not back off cooldown yet, about half the way forward. Inhibitor tower and inhibitor for G2 in the top lane. They take a gold lead for the first time.
This top side trying to shove in. They sent Ari to try and help him out, so looking to go for that cross map. Just G2 though, dropping, only playing off of 2 waves. Now the
Recently providing so much threat. So we'll see here. You even have another stasis built by Hansama. It's just so durable for G2. They're just bullying them.
Solar Flare, Hansama dodges, only gets slowed. Broken Blade goes in with an arm only onto Ona. Zeus is TP'd in behind, and he dives onto Hansama immediately. And Hansama has a stopwatch, but he doesn't have much life left afterwards. He manages to get away with the killer instinct, but Mickey and Caps are only down. Ona face plants the wall this time. Broken Blade left it to his own devices, and T1 clean him up. The flash in from Zeus with a counter-strike. Mickey trying to dredge line his way out of this one, but Faker's on the chase, as is Carrier. And Mickey, those hooks are sending you to Davy Jones's locker. Faker will take it. T1 will take the fight.
Mickey is gone 6 feet under, but G2 cannot fathom how T1 have got in behind them so consistently. It was a delay played on the TP. It's a delay take on Mickey because 50 seconds until Dragon will deny a lot of control to G2. But T1 again,
look at him. You can see Mickey's only just getting off towards where the red buff is. The paranoia comes out. It's Guma that secures the Drake. They're looking up towards the top side. Zeus caught out with the paranoia, gets the counter-strike, but there's the fear as well. The killer instinct coming in from Hansama as they look to catch out Zeus. The rest of T1 trying to come back to defend their top laner, but Zeus will be down before they can get there. G2 find one. They lost the Drake, they lost the soul, they go mid, Kobe. They can hear your call. G2 knocking on the doors of the Nexus now is T1 trying to defend.
Shockwave is still up and available for Caps. You have to be so careful as T1 as you try to defend this. How much do G2 want to try and take super minions on the top side as well?
It's so big. 3 inhibitors here. You're gonna
get into this pit, and he might be able to snipe this away. The curtain's open. An encore for Guma Yushi. Ona gets into it! And he takes it! Ona will pay the ultimate price for his ability to steal the Baron. He keeps T1 in the game. The tankiness the minions get from the Baron buff, they'll be spawning in a few seconds time for T1. There they are. They'll help them defend. Faker goes in. Dead charge. Shockwave! There's 2 knocked up, but Zeus is already on the back line. The Gnar coming out from Broken Blade as well. Zeus is doing so much work. Caps down. Hansama running for his life. Faker charms up Broken Blade. Zeus is just ripping through G2. Faker survives on the backline. Yike trying to do everything he can. The paranoia will help him take out his enemy jungler.
Zeus now stepping forward. Nobody willing to hit him. G2 push back.
Behind is Faker. He's looking for the Spirit Rush. It's up in a second's time. Faker's met by Yike. Mickey on the front line. The Shockwave going out as well. Broken Blade lands the Gnar, but doesn't get a stun onto anyone, and G2 disengage. He's going to match the supers pushing in the top side. G2 have control of the river right now. Solar Flare, Hansama only slowed. The Caps is the one they dive into and immediately assassinate him. Caps is swimming with the fishes, and Hansama is going to join him. T1 immediately pounce, and G2 don't know what hit him.
T1 are forever clutch.
Can you do it? We saw you steal one versus Hanwha live. He puts the Dustbringer over the wall and immediately backs away.
Onto Caps' head, even with these defensive items we keep pointing out for G2, the Guardian Angel and Sterix for Yike, the double
title.
A minute left on this Elder Dragon as well means that 2 more waves that you have to try and hold off. But I don't even know if you get that. Team 1 can just start to look at Nexus turrets off this wave.
It's got to be something miraculous. You've got a GA on Guma Yushi, you've got Faker with the Spirit Rush, the curtain's open. I don't think G2 is getting a second act. The dive onto the backline by Yike, but immediately he is low. Caps already assassinated on the back, and T1 are just ripping them to shreds. T1 absolutely melting G2 under their Nexus towers. History doesn't repeat itself, but it damn well rhymes. It's another Friday. It's another T1 win.
Monumental stuff from T1. The incredible performance from Zeus in game 1, showcasing how good their team fighting is, into some of the most clutch after clutch after clutch plays to bring the 2-0 win against G2.
T1 are such a hard team to finish off in any game.
That they are. T1 advancing to the quarterfinals. We're going to hand it over to the analyst desk before we get into the second series of the day.
This is exactly why we were so excited to see this matchup. Not because G2 lost, mind you, but because of how these games can play out and how if you put T1 with their backs against the wall, they will find solution after solution to knock you down. And you have to be pixel perfect. It is what we've seen from T1 versus G2 all year. and I'm not excited about it. I'm actually really sad about it, but I'm happy for the side of T1 and the side of Faker.
Here at Worlds, a lot of team fighting power.
And the bar from Keria. And we talked about, as we speculated, we said, hey, is there room for Keria to continue to innovate on what had been a pretty locked-in meta in terms of engagement?
It's in your face.
Such a difficult situation to be in. Cream playing with a lot of confidence here, but the sustain from Zion is decent. Keria on the way up. Drops a little health back to keep Faker standing. But Tien, that's a flashless Ivern. Oh, he's going to get taken down. A little bit extra healing for the level up, but it's first blood.
Because the grubs as well are being taken.
T1 reset, looks like they were able to get first setup on Grubs, shifting their bot lane up towards the top side of the map. And again, we're seeing a very similar story to the first time.
Still very manageable, and TS is sitting on double call. So once those are going to cash out, it's going to swing it back in favor of them as
Waves is getting a giant wave pushed in.
Faker might be the one in trouble now as Mako moves in. The flash forward, the Zenith Blade not going to connect now. The ulti coming out, he's not going to be able to knock Tristana away. Cream walking away, standing, good dive, but the response on the bottom side. 369 needs to back up, Permafrost, perfect layering on the combo, but 369 is still living, he has the wave as well. Zeus wants to go back in for the hookshot wall dive. Adapts defense rough, they cross that threshold. We see this so often. T1 don't need to stick around. Carry it here as well to throw down the portal. First grub down, TP, and they just walk away. They got what they came for.
That's going to be an opportunity for Zeus to shove the wave in. Camille's early wave clear, though, not going to be great. So I do think TS will be able to rotate. But with the timing here, works out really nicely, though, for T1. There isn't really an opportunity for TS to rush the Herald, even though they did retake control of that area, have been able to put down a lot of wards there. Owner will be able to get the second dragon here for T1. Hex.
Mako just barely avoiding those traps.
No flash on Jackie.
Controlling the bushes there, but Daisy about to fade away. TES seem uncertain, but now they want to start the fight immediately. The engage coming through. Ulti not going to connect. Full channel from Jackie Love, but everybody on T1 is still standing. Objective down. Owners back off, but T1 was set up in the mid lane. Don't even need to drop the Herald again. 4-grub buff, a quick push out. Zeus TP's top. He just wants to get a tower back. He doesn't even want to return bot lane, knowing they don't have priority, knowing they don't have control, using this Herald to knock down at least one tower, but potentially even two. All of TES in the meantime recalling, sending 3 members to that top lane to ensure that that does not happen.
Really good read from T1, because
Sage, check this. I just try and get more side lane money onto Camille. My split pushing strategy is the best way to go for T1.
From TES, this turret stands for now.
Zeus can't just poke, has to be willing to commit to the fight, but TES, 5 members here immediately going to tear through that tower. The power of the Tristana.
Taken care of in exchange for their own top side turret. Solo gold here over to the Sylas. Let's see if that gets him.
No ultimate available. He has to be careful. Faker trying to clear the wave, crucially dodges away from the root from Tien. The trap's not doing much of anything. The tower in mid will fall, but already Zeus on the top side of the map pushing in, looking to break open even more of the TES structures.
I love games like this, when you get one team and how quickly can they burn.
New trap line. Tien, can he get into the pit? Trap there, stun there. They just want to burn the objective down. Tempered Fate as well. Keep the jungler out of the equation.
T1 already on the way.
Oh, the damage.
This is such a hard 5v5 for T1. Owner locked up briefly. Chain CC there. There's the bullet time as well. Nice bit of CC coming from Faker, but he doesn't able to connect the stun. Cream already getting 1 kill onto Owner. TES though, blinking health bars.
Again, here is the force.
Willing to flip it. Know that they have to. Desperate to find the fight. They've already given up a tower. 650 gold. The cost of admittance to even get in this pit. Delayed a bit.
There's the TP.
TP coming in from Zeus as well. Grouping is 5. One angle. TES. Can they find this one? Eyes on the ultimate of Jackie Love and 369. Daisy already falling away, however. T1 getting in just enough to bait them. Beautiful cosmic binding. Follow-up. The equalizer stolen away. Owner immediately going to follow. TES peeling back, but they're running out of space to maneuver with. Now the turn back, the bullet time. An equalizer of their own. Ulti coming in. Jackie Love about to fall. Carrier going over the wall. It's a little bit over eager. TES still standing. Jackie Love still standing. Double lady carry. But Faker in the clutch. The arm guard. He goes golden. He buys a moment. Tien perfect timing, but it does not matter because here comes Scuba, baby. Doubles coming through. T1 takeover.
T1 with the patient team fighting. They run them off the Baron, and they're going to run straight into the base.
Mako's going to be up, but he alone, I don't think can clear the wave.
The waves are here, 28 minutes in. They don't need a Baron.
20 seconds.
They don't need a soul.
I don't think I have the time, but they at the very least are going to get this inhibitor.
Knocking open the base, and this is crucial. This is infuriating for TES. We've seen so many teams fall. So many teams be baited in, get caught out by the team fight. Mako knows he needs to buy space, knows that he needs to buy time. Ignite ticking. T1 want the base. Will they stick around for a second tower? The wave a little bit far away.
Jackie's up in 2, Cream's up after that.
They know.
This is desperation. If they lose this fight, they lose the game. There's a wave in mid lane that has not been tended to. Zeus coming over the wall, immediate stun, 4K getting lower, bullet time there, beautiful Barn ultimate. Zeus now going to look to follow through. The damage, Cosmic Binding is clean. Jackie Love down, Baron down. T1 get the fight to get the Baron. They're looking to take everything from top Esports in game 1.
Owner does it again. He grabs the Baron, and T1 are going to chase down every single member. Not Dream, not today.
And as a flail hits Scream in the head, T1 with the Baron buff. Gonna bring us to 1-0.
And this is the kind of game that you want to start a series with, this kind of momentum, this kind of confidence. This is a team that barely made it to Worlds, and they barely gave a chance for TES to play in this game 1. Outmaneuvered, outfought. Excellent so far, but it might not be over. They're still taking the soul. I don't think they're confident they can end.
It's almost unfair how T1 slump in summer and then show up at Worlds and look magnificent.
Okay, I really want to hammer home. Is able to showcase something that they didn't do for the entirety of summer is mind-boggling.
Zeus is even having fun.
Again, it's triple in it. Baron is still up for another minute. Look at that poke damage.
This gold lead insurmountable. The stolen equalizer doing more than even 369 could. Zeus walking up, hitting the tower, taking their time. T1 sights on the objective. Now taking the fight as well. T1 from start to finish in control of this game. 1 or 2 small hiccups, but they've been taking over thus far. Jackie trying to turn it back, a decent ultimate, but with the Nexus exposed, T1 don't look for the fight anymore. Happy to just take the game.
And TES in this first game took a big gamble. They picked away the Rumble from Zeus. I've always think it's more of a pick away because of 369's track record on the Rumble, right? Even in this tournament. And they go back to a composition that was insanely strong, but this is a blue side loss. And that is something that in the context of this series can come back to bite them.
Adaptation, mental fortitude, the name of the game for the side of TES. We'll have to see what they've got cooking up, what they have prepared as we get ready for this game 2. In the meantime, we're going to send it to a quick break. When we return, game 2, T1 lead the series 1-0.
Pick. Owner is great at it. It works with T1's skirmishy style, but into a Silas, giving him that additional power.
What's he been cooking?
A really big ultimate could be something. This would really lean into the composition that T1
but forced to use that taunt. Looks like it'll be a bit of a brawl here. One stolen away by TN. Okay, matching grubs, TES late for the contest, but T1 debating if they really want to re-enter this area. Mid wave and bot wave in a relatively neutral position, so neither side is losing anything to be here, and TN gonna walk away with 2. Good contest from TES, despite the initial lag. Break.
Not gonna be a timing window here, and you see 369 realizing that as well. Woo. So we have that 2 as real still done. It's Carrier.
He's still here.
He's been waiting there for about 30 seconds. TN able to make it out. But TN obviously has push in topside, so they have an angle to play. Jackie Love staying in the area despite not having any summoners.
Oh, early smite from Owner.
Grabbing the third grub. 4th is what they want. TES, can they find the fight? Nice charm on the side. Immediately they find the killer they were looking for. Jackie Love caught out. 3 stacks available for Faker. Nice Ezreal ult coming in for Jackie Love, but the damage not enough. Feathers flying out. Members falling for the side of TES as T1 again managed to find a favorable fight. But Faker's not done. Faker!
He gets the double!
And TES, the reset champion taken out as the start of the fight. Jackie Love chunked. And still they commit, and it's a disaster for them early on in this game.
Double taunt comes in. 369 just gonna walk away, trying to get control of the wave. 3 for 3.
Champion has so much safety because of the ult and the buffer. You can buffer basically any form of CC by just making sure that you
here in the ulti in 5 seconds. Fakers will be available.
Objective's
Herald
gone.
Do they want the exit fight?
Fight starts.
All of these last objectives go the way of TES. They get the Dragon, they get the Rift Herald, they get the top tower.
Comes.
Breaking open mid is big here. That much more control over the map, potential.
That's Jackie.
Jackie Love in. T1 starting the fight, spinning around, not quite sure where they want to go. T1 stopped the Herald charge from being effective, and they're going to keep the fight going because they see Jackie Love hightailing it out of there. Bit of an awkward exchange. TES the angle here.
They hold the choke.
Faker ready to go over the wall. Blast cone there as well. 3K. Owner looking to get involved. Good interrupt coming in from Mako. Equalizer now coming out in the midst of the entire team. Excellent Galio to follow, but Mako's getting damn low. Cream getting lower as well, and Faker finally getting involved in the fight. Guma untouched on the backside, but he can't get any further forward. Jackie Love on the way out. Objective to TES.
No flash on 369 though.
Likely to fall here.
He's a chicken trapped in the pit. Top tower. at least what remains of it.
Should just fall here. Cream really cannot clear the wave fast enough. T1 usher that wave in, watch it fall, but it'll be traded back by 369 on the opposite side.
That even further, and we haven't talked about it yet, is now
finding an objective with chunk damage.
Back mid, they don't want to concede mid tier 1.
Actually really like this from TES. So they identify that they can't make it. Zeus had already path towards bot trying to get that turret. And then instead TES pushed really hard in mid, forcing out a TP. The turret will still fall to the minions, but being held on to as Keria did get spotted there on that banana brush ward.
Keria locked up, good initial CC. Ulti coming out from Cream as well. Charm will be traded. For now, just the ultimate cooldown. In the meantime, they're losing their mid lane tier 1.
Famous for burning Barons that TS don't
Good man
even
to start it.
They don't even want to take the dragon.
Excellent charm lineup is there. Support down. T1 strike the initial blow. TES, do they feel like they have to fight here? T1 looking to bully off the mid wave. Equalizer goes down. Not going to find much effect. And Faker's low. They're down a man, but the ulti now coming in. Faker able to walk away. Ezreal not going to connect. Crucially, Cream 369 ready to step forward. Jackie Love safe for now, knowing a lot of those ults are missing, knowing that Faker is out of the fight for a moment. But he's recalling and he has the TP, he can find the flank. There's so much vision around TES, they have to be careful about overcommitting. Now finally they will sweep away these TP wards.
Oh, a lot of damage is still done to T1 though. Baron, Chunk still, Mako, he's running, but 4 members, they spotted. There they attempt to flank.
They don't have perfect information. Keria now trying to make his way out. This charm crucially coming through, hitting 4 members. T1 is taking so much time, but Owner goes in, Owner finds Jackie. Ulti going in, Cream still stepping up, 369 taken out, Keria on the side, slowly but surely T1 are taking the fight. Mako looks to make the difference, the Goomba goes up in the air and comes right back down, dragging the hopes of TES alongside them, as again, T1 finds the fight, Faker on a rampage, Faker doing it all in the moments where it matters.
Keria's dancing on the corpses of TES! That was insane footwork from the Rakan! That's a good
100%, how could it not be?
Thank you. That was beautiful work here, and we're talking about clutch factor and coming down to this next fight. And T1 completely outplayed.
Back foot, they have to respect the potential for the push here, concede these tier 2s, give up what they have to, hope to find another fight, another chance to come back in this game.
That is not the case. They are dominating.
Discipline. So solid, and now they have a lead. Now they can afford to take risks. TES caught out. Faker coming over the wall. Beautiful equalizer into 3. Now all the TES backline has been forced away from the fight. Cream isolating a 1v1. Tries to take an equalizer of his own, but it does not matter because Jackie is in trouble. Jackie trying to make the difference with the orb of deception. Takes him down. Zeus in the 1v1, but not for long. Owner on the way. Wind becomes lightning. Will not connect. T1 forced back, but the base of TES is crumbling.
You've got world champions inside your base. What do?
Not a whole lot. There's no members. Only Tian and Cream trying to hold on, but they don't have the items. They don't have the wave. They don't have the wave player. He goes in.
Charms in, but there's nothing he can do on a knife's edge for so long. But in the clutch, T1 again show up to move on to match point.
15-0.
I watched this team barely make it past KT. I watched this team lose to DK, and now they're up 2-0 in this quarterfinal. Absolutely boggles the mind.
The tenacity of this team starting to feel impossible to surmount. T1 moving up to match point. We're going to head to a quick break. When we return, will it be the final game for TES at Worlds, or will they bounce back in Game 3? Also, just Mertrez is insane in this game. The damage reduction, the tenacity. Now, again, the Poppy remains a flex. We saw Pina bring it out in the jungle. Poppy support, super popular at MSI, less successful here at Worlds. Good job of at least staying even in terms of overall gold. We're kind of forced to respond to what T1 is doing. Hook is excellent. Follow-up is there. Ignite 2. It's a clean combo.
It's available here as we do have our first grub fight on our hands. Ona gets the smite.
Smite level 5. Poppy very, very tanky. Nice interrupt coming in from Ona. That's steadfast presence. Tien still full health, so second grub is going to go over to the side of TES. Good to have that early boon. Again, 4 grubs, the threshold, but in an excellent position for the second spawn. With this Game 3, in a situation where TES are down 2 games, they have to find advantage. 369 walking up.
Darius here.
Mako going forward, not quite able to find the knockback into the wall. TN still has ultimate. Mako taking his time. Resistance is now fading away. An excellent use of the steadfast presence. Galio coming in. Faker en route. Jackie Love isolating Guma. Faker stepping up, and TN there to body block for the team. Keep your eyes on that pike hook. TN pulled over the wall. Owner not quite able to find the wall bang. TN now forced to retreat. Cream going in. Hasn't taken an ulti quite yet. Ulti response from the Poppy, though. Can just keep the channel going, get that cooldown down to 15 seconds. And Zayas just trying to clear this wave as quickly as he can, but Mega is getting stacked.
He has flash.
Zayas should be in trouble, but he makes the move first! He looks him dead in the eye and says, I dare you!
Shows him the real thing.
And now
Pushed
second
into the
grub
wall.
spawn. This is the thing, it's not just the gold to Zayas, it's control of the map, it's control in the 1v1. It's a 1,000 gold.
But they haven't been able to
You're
play.
also playing into Galio. I know you have Silas, but even then.
Also into Pike, right, who can just collapse on the side.
Obliterated. TES continuously getting bullied off these turrets. And they have another desperation play in them, but like the gold lead is very quick. We're talking about
By that was Mercs and Hollow Radiance, but now I understand very specifically what people mean when they say he's built different. As Pike going in, Phantom Undertow is clean, 369 running.
Oh, come on!
Has to hold on to the blast, but there's Owner! The blast, the knockback into the wall, the knock-up as well. Might's coming in. T1 making a montage out of TES in Game 3.
TS coming for the close.
TP in. T1 know they're stronger, they just want to keep fighting, they want to further cement their lead. Shepherding them in, no play here for T1, maybe a bit over-eager.
Looks like mid will fall to the minions there, so because it feels like this game is just completely out of control. Maybe TS can find the turn.
This has to be it. They have to get something here, but Owner's already walked away. Taunt coming from Faker. Nice ulti coming in from Cream. Owner set to fall.
That's one.
They could get a tower as well. The minion wave on bottom side. Maybe they can just push out this wave. They're not done.
Carrier going in, finds the initial stun. No, TN able to sidestep on the Phantom Undertow. Guma. Gnar there for Zayas. Wall up there, coming in as well. Zayas getting lower. TES trying to hold on to the fights. TN now chasing in. Jackie Love quick to follow. Guma has the ulti, has the cleanse, has the flash. Feathers go up.
They need every bit of gold they can find on the rift. Jackie walked out of the comfort of those minions.
That's Lopark having a good time.
Look at the confidence. Carrier, that man is locked in. That man is laser focused.
Carrier, again, going very deep for these plays.
Constantly off to the side, but again, he has Mercs able to walk away initially. Poppy ult coming out, but it's not enough. Keep. Good fight timing. Carrier not gonna hit the hook. Force back for at least a few seconds.
There's the TP.
TP now coming in. 369, not the AP Kennen again, is about to just get one shot completely here. Carrier finding the kill onto 369. TES trying to fire back, but they're down a man. There might not be a Mega Gnar for T1, but they might not need it. 10 at the very least getting, TES to respond. Mako. Where's the hook gonna go? Faker right on top of Mako. Cream doesn't really have a recourse here. Owner looking for the knockback, but Cream the ulti just in time. Knocking it too. Jackie Love still standing. Carrier running for the hills. It's all about this 80 carry. It's all about Jackie Love. 369. No ulti. Maybe no hope. Flashback onto the ultimate from Zayas. The taunt not going to connect. Crucially, the stun coming in from 369. TES, Jackie Love fighting their way back in Game 3. Baguma stands strong. The blades are called. The feathers there. Jackie Love gone. Carrier stepping up. The hook not going to hit. Zeus running. A close fight, but T1 still stable.
Pressure's done for Jackie. That's that free item power point, but I don't know if he's going to be in time.
Burn, burn, burn. 369. Kennen ready to go. 3K getting lower. Knocked back by Owner. Finishes the job, and now it's Mako who's been caught out. T1 with the bear, and they're looking to grab the pick as well. Flashback from Mako. TES trying to stand strong. Zayas ready to go into the midst of the fight. Knock-up not going to connect from the Galio. TN starting to walk forward. TES do not want to let them walk away with this Baron buff, but they might have to. TN going in. A little bit of poke going back. Jackie Love again, the AP he needs to continue to harass.
Very shortly. T1 have an easy way to pick up the bottom tower. Carrier actually is tanking it.
Still a lot of HP for them.
He gets them both!
Cream chasing. No one else here, but surely he can take down Owner. Knockback. The Poppy zooming the chain last. Should surely get the job done, and it will. Carrier.
Can TS look for something while Owner is down?
Zeus. Again, stacking that rage. TES have to be careful. They can't afford to take the fight when Mega Gnar is present.
Again, if that damage doesn't land on the Guma, I don't know how much of it matters.
Initial hook, just a bit of poke, though. At least no Mako's there.
He's low.
Guma isolated, forced to ult a little bit.
In health. Meanwhile, T1 actually makes a cross-map play.
Tier 2 likely for Tier 2, but Cream is stepping up.
Gonna take him a while. But Barrett's at 80 cannon.
Going in, finds the initial stun, steals away the Pike ulti. Keria instantly gone, knows he can't afford that one, so it will be the trade in the end.
So the Squires is there.
TP immediately coming in from 269, but he's behind the team. He's not looking to play for the flank. Objective getting burned down. Tien doesn't really have access into the pit. Two-man taunt coming in as well. Keria starting to step up. Solar Flare going a bit wide, but it's Cream on the flank. Cream has to do so much, but the feathers are there! Oh, Gumayushi was just one step ahead. The flank denied, but the rest of TES trying to make good. Oh, what Cream put together.
Yes. As that exit kill was big, the TP to come in. They have to force the issue right now while Faker is dead.
Meganar stacked, ready to go. Cream again on the flank, the objective already down. Again, TES, where if he missteps, he dies immediately. Hook not gonna connect. Mako taunted, Wind becomes lightning, fighting in the choke though, difficult against Guma, who does so much work. Easy kill pick up, TS, kidnapping! T1 obliterate them in the blink of an eye.
Is that really how it ends? Just like that? There's no Jackie, there's no Cream, they can't do these waves!
T1 continue to march forward undeterred, unstopped. Tien barely escaping, but T1 aren't done. They don't even have a wave. They might not even care. Zayas goes in for the crunch. The wave on the way. T1 looking to knock TES out. The inevitable march forward. T1 refused to lose a best of 5 to the LPL. They add TES to the long list of teams that they have taken down. T1 at Worlds are Titans, and they move on to the semifinals.
They have not done so in 11 years, and they're not planning to start today. This third game looked like it might be a turning point for the series, but it wasn't. It just ended in one big team fight, just like all the other ones.
And sometimes that's all it takes. But we've talked enough about T1 and TES. Let's send it over to the analyst desk for more on that series.
T1 at Worlds, they are inevitable. They ramp up even if you thought they wouldn't. They ramp up after even an abysmal summer. They have never, ever missed semifinals at Worlds, and they were not going to start today. They're taking their bow, and I'm blown away. And as always, as we're going to see TES in a minute as well, you know, there is a lot of how did the enemy team do, and I do think that TES really underperformed today, but I don't want to take anything away from how T1 closed out this best.
Yeah, and I think that's the real takeaway, is that it doesn't matter that TES underperformed. The individual performers on T1 were absolutely incredible today. Faker
Be a really good matchup for specifically tank Gragas. With Grass, back when his sustain was a lot better, you could just completely stonewall the Renekton. He never really was able to get shoved. I do imagine, though, looking at the damage profile for T1, this is going to be the full AP variety, so maybe a little bit play this aggressive. When the lanes are pushing and they are the ones dictating, as we see the Grubs now being started up as well, would be a really big boom, particularly for Faker that wants to use that pressure in a side lane. Going to be a Drake for Grubs trade. I do think an early Drake for Gen.G is great because obviously looking at the composition, the Renekton is going to lose a lot of value as the game goes on, but Silas and Ziggs most certainly will not.
Yep. And, ooh, Cask, very close to being able to steal that one away.
They're going to go the way of T1 here.
Yeah, it's at least 4, but I think it's
the vision
almost guaranteed to be 6. So 5 are going to be going down here at least. Here for T1, no vision up and available at all as Pays can throw a Mega Inferno Bomb if he would like to, but looks like T1 are just going to cut their losses. 5 Grubs is pretty good. Canyon going to be able to grab this 6th, potentially. Owner a little bit far away as now could just be a team fight in. Pays doesn't actually get over the wall with that satchel. Could be an important start to this fight as Chovy's teleported in. That's going to be the Grub going down, but can they win the fight? Impale comes in, kept into the sweet spot, but the barrel is so good. Still, it's going to be Chovy picking up first.
Hard this champion can snowball when he does get a lead. He's able to very consistently force plays with his catch potential. As a trade for turrets.
Well, it's going to be 5 Grubs, so T1 do have a fair bit, but Gen.G, I think they're going to be able to cut this one down. Gumayushi also in trouble there as a Solar Flare does get cleansed. Gumayushi going to be able to make his way out. I believe that was Gen.G taking it first. So Owner completely on vision right now as Chovy with the Fate sealed, now stolen away or hijacked here as that's a Solar Flare. It's going to connect. Great Impale as well, and I think Keria was there for a second, but now he is just gone. So the Herald goes to Gen.G. They'll take a kill as well, and now Chovy looking for more as Faker just going to pop back to his Soul's S.
think his flash was forced in one of the earlier plays we saw. Didn't actually happen on screen. I think maybe when they were looking for the catch on Guma, but he was positioning so safely. There was no way to get on top of the Ziggs.
Well, now it's just Canyon and Chovy up here towards the top side of the map. 4 members of T1 in the area looking to try and push down this turret. They really want to take their second to even out the map state as far as these structures, and a teleport to come in from Pays just to make sure that they don't lose it.
See, Gen.G are playing with their advantage.
I said 5 minutes ago, T1's going to get this topside turret, so they're going to equalize it a little bit, but is still 1.5.
Annoying because
that's stupid Yordle.
You're trying to cross map the best that you can, and it constantly gets interrupted.
Trading objectives everywhere as Arrow is looking to connect Handshake straight into it here. And I don't think this Leona is going to last very long. That is going to be T1's first kill. They're holding on to it as best they can. Faker delivered that one.
Gen.G will have to keep track of, especially after their experience against FlyQuest.
Well, Canyon, he's dashing on over. Faker able to dash back whenever he would like to, but straight into the Impale. Another Solar Flare's going to lock down Faker, and he is likely to die. The bailout not going to work. And Chovy, yeah, he stopwatches, but now he's looking for even more. Zeus not going to get stunned up here as Keen didn't have that off cooldown just yet.
Pressure.
Yep, it's Chovy that's going to make his way over there first. Spotted by a T1 ward, as we can see. And there's the Mega Inferno Bomb just to guarantee that they know exactly what's going on. Teleport comes in, and yeah, there is no smite anywhere near this pit. Chovy, can you actually stop something from happening here? Is it's going to be Ona that locks this one down? Ulti from Faker finds 2. He's out of there immediately. Keen's able to try and chop them up. And there goes Ona, but they'll trade that any day of the week. They have the Baron buff as Carrier, able to get the handshake beautifully. His position, amazing. As Lehens is in so much trouble, Zay's going to pick it up with a body slam, and Pays is slowed down as well. They're being separated and destroyed as T1 just... No, it wasn't.
This is why I was a little surprised by the Sylas pick, because you kind of don't beat Yone in lane, and then that tower's going to fall. Gen.G in game 1, slowly losing more and more control over the game.
3K gold lead now for T1, even though the first minute or so the Baron, they weren't able to find anything. It's the setup afterwards. This team has perfected these Baron plays. Canyon!
Arrow going to connect. Canyon delivered. He finds an Impale, but he has no friends. The inner turret goes down. Hostile takeover to deliver Lehens as Keen with the dominance just trying to distract him. In goes Lehens, trying to take them away from his inhibitor turret. So he's going to be separated from his body. And that's going to be...
Gen.G going to try and go for a Hail Mary here.
Yep, Chovy's got a cask at the ready. It is going to be Ona denying that soul, and now T1 starting off the fight. Can Gen.G actually find an angle as hostile takeover comes in? Carrier, he's tried to bail himself out, and it's going to work for now. The Impale is good. They take down Carrier, but can they deal with the carries? That's the question. Chovy starting to pop up, and so is Gumayushi. Chovy's cut down. More arrows into his back, and he knows that it's done. Flashing forward. It's a triple for Goober, and that should be the game.
Still hasn't died!
Oh my, 8 games in a row, I guess, gentlemen.
T1 in the final team fight of game 1 will snuff out Gen.G. A full-on ace at the cost of their jungle and support. The Nexus in their eyes, 30 minutes in. T1 remain the gatekeepers of the World Finals, and they'll say you'll have to try better than that if you want to make it to London.
Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2, and T1 will take the first game in this best of 5, and we'll see whether Gen.G can do better in game 2. So one of the things that I feel was missed, and there was not a lot missed from our teaser today. It was one of Phil's best things ever. But one of the things that was missed is that not only do you have to beat Faker to be the best, you always have to beat Faker to be the best. And they're not quite doing it yet. Faker still remains the GOAT, and he probably will forever. It's time for us to go to a break. When we get back, game number 2, we're going to break down that game number 1.
Thus far have been very predictable in how they have drafted and the priorities that they've used. And some of these individual champions, they've just not looked that good. And Keen on Jax, that's great. But Canyon on Skarner, Chovy's are
Ona, which means that the threat of the dive is coming.
Yep, Carrier is going to get stunned up here by Lehens as he makes his way in. Level 2 only. Level 1 for Carrier. He's burning down. He's dead. That is going to be first blood going over to Canyon, and they'll take some plates to boot because Zeus now finds himself in a whole lot of trouble. Might have a twisted advance to try and outplay some stuff. That Arcade Smash was pretty good, or the Bramble Smash as it's known now, as Canyon underneath this turret has to flash. He's able to dodge the turret shot as a couple more autos are needed. It's Pace that locks it down, almost dies, and somehow Pace gets that information. Has to use the ulti. Chains don't land because the flash has to come out, and Pace is going to help now with these grubs. But that is not a lot of extra power here for Gen.G. Losing that flash, really important.
Pace staying alive is crucial there. Otherwise, if they get that kill, T1 can then immediately collapse. You saw the rest of the members actually making their way over, but instead it's a big win for Gen.G. They get the grubs, and as mentioned, the Maokai is always going to have a lot of impact as Faker.
Yeah, could be in some trouble here as Lehens moving on over, finds a shattering strike. Ulti available here as Faker decides to go down, but Canyon's there to meet him. Faker now trying to change positions, but the plasma is stacked, and Paze is going to get some doing to press this advantage as much as they possibly can. First Dragon certainly going to help out with that. Nextly that a contest is going to work out.
And this all comes from Chovy's prio in mid. This time around actually is able to have that very impressive laning phase, and Faker just has to catch the wave. So I think T1 make the right call. Don't try to fight that. Instead, try to look for the cross map. Gen.G with Paze and Lehens arriving will be fine. I also want to highlight Owner now on 2 marks. Found one on the Grump in topside. But Owner, who I think was by far the most consistent.
Really good about it. But Gen.G right now utilizing 6 grubs to smash down this turret. It's not a race this time. Yeah, T1 just didn't even really start. It's an awkward word to use in League of Legends. I apologize, but that's going to be Rift Herald going on over to Gen.G as well. A monopoly on these objectives so far in this game as Carrier's flashing on over. Lehens could be in trouble. Shattering strike going to hold him in place as Faker wants to be able to get a piece of this. He's not going to get
not too bothered there. Keen will get the turret though. But T1 there identified. We can't really fight for the Herald. The Grubs and the Herald going over to Gen.G, but the second Dragon of the game.
Oh, okay. He just wanders on in there. He'll flash away, so they at least get that. Faker also taking the outer turret on the bottom. Something's fishy.
Yeah, and so he just went for it. Beautiful play from Canyon. Great read from him. The Herald gets
damage is so much worse. Last time they had an incredibly quick Baron. This time that's not really going to be the case.
Yep. T1 not going to be.
T1's not buying it.
What is Zeus?
They're like, you're not going for this.
Well, we'll see what they can actually get done here as it's going to be Carrier blowing up like a balloon. The Braum. That's a big piece of that puzzle missing. We'll see what they're able to do here as the nature is grasping. Does manage to stun up Canyon. He can get over that wall pretty comfortably as now they've just singled out Zeus. So much damage. Lehens takes the kill. And T1, they had the trap set up, but Gen.G don't want to go there. As now Ona trying to dash back. Keen says, no, I'm going to buy time for my teammates as Carrier comes over. The Winter's Bite does nothing, and Keen, he just wants to fight again. They'll take the Baron, and Keen gets back into position. And now Canyon is just crashing into them. The 2-man impale as well. And Gen.G will destroy the Baron, destroy the team fight. And I think they're looking for the game. Gumayushi is not going to stay undying this Worlds.
It is a systematic dissection of T1. One by one they fall, one by one the objectives follow. Gen.G, calm, calculate.
And let's be fair, this is what we all wanted.
Oh yeah. And this is beautiful execution of this draft.
When you lose that Braum, you lose a crucial part of your front line. So there's no way for them to approach.
He's stressed out, man. Always fantastic to check out the Gen.G coaching stuff, but like you say, once again, back in position. Keen with the Counter-Strike now on cooldown, but Gumayushi, oh my god. That was insane damage. We've also now got a Seeker's Arm Guard on Paze. They really want to finish this game right here, right now. Look at that, another Void Seeker going to connect. And Zap onto that Caitlyn. They can't walk up. Like how are they supposed to stop this freight train from crashing into their base? Gen.G have taken 2 inhibitors in a matter of seconds. It's a 10,000 gold lead plus here with this Hex Dexol, and T1 once again throwing out some grasping nature. They try to line up behind their tank, and it is absolutely working. Pace is indeed unstoppable as Carrier goes down. The Killer Instinct is named well as Zeus is his second one. The Lamps Respite going to keep them alive for now, but who's it healing? It's only healing Gen.G as they move to 1-1 in this series.
I like the idea of T1's composition, but in practice, the way in which Gen.G executed the lane swap, the way that they punished T1 in the early game, and then they just dismantled them from start to finish. Objective control, the team fights. I mean, this is the series that we want.
Yeah, this is what we wanted.
And the impact of Lahens, night and day between that game 1 and 2, and I think whichever support is going to have more impact is going to keep looking better and better in this series.
And what this series has so far been about is execution of your game plan from the draft. And so far it's been beautiful for both winners. Time for us to go to a break. When we get back, we'll see what they have cooked for us in Game 3.
Instead, they're going to go for something a lot more well-rounded, and they did have a really good game on it in game number 2.
Yep, the pretty standard option in the rel. But like you say, I actually think playing for Lahens' comfort is a really good idea after what we said. There are a lot of bad guys in the brush. Oh, good. Oh, no, there's the charm that crashed down as well. It's a dead Gragas. It's going to take a little bit of time because he's relatively tanky.
Is very happy to just wait till level 6. You have a Vi composition on one end, a Nocturne on the other. It's just going to be a trade here. Does mean that this time Gen.G not going to have the Jacks with an unreasonable amount of grubs. Even early trades here.
Certainly feels good for T1. This time it's going to be a trade, so it's not going to be the, the grubs team picking up all of the dragons as well. Feeling a lot more even.
Wanting to spend his earned gold from those full players.
Oh god, okay, the arrow is going to connect. The counter-strike wears off, but there's the cease and desist! And he can't flash leap strike out of that one, and even though he had the Grandmaster's might, he's still going down.
Oh, that's a
T1
TP.
Yeah, the teleport flank angle is coming in here. Keen, good position to start this one off. He's just beelining right in there. Paranoia comes down. They do throw out the ulti. Carrier trying to keep them at bay, and oh no! There goes Lahens, and now Faker is caught onto Keen, lands the Shuriken, and he's going to wait for the leap strike. There's the max range Q, and that's Faker's Akalia Worlds, ladies and gentlemen.
And that is Faker coming in huge, but it's the team response from T1 that's the biggest thing here. Chovy couldn't join that
to the style of T1, and their ability to take these early skirmishes wasn't there in game 2, but you can see how prepared they were. Can't join the fight.
Yeah, and Keen and Lahens spent most of that fight fighting each other.
Seeding more, and T1 no, like we don't have to dive this, we can just poke them down. The only way with the range that Gen.G have that they can never really push back is if they're extremely volatile. Because they are both so short range, you really...
He's doing his very best to try and clear things out. Dustbringer should be able to help, as there's the charge, and this turret's not going to be long for the world. Oh my god, the damage! The arrow's going to connect, and Lance trying to crash his way out. She says no! He has his bow primed, and it's another... Oh, never mind, not another charge. That's a smite coming through. Oh. Maybe it was a bait season assist, and it's a double kill! He's able to get the arcane ship, but just barely clipped by the hostile takeover. And Gen.G cannot do anything this game.
I mean, it's just a beatdown from T1. If game 2 is 6...
Oh god, okay, there's going to be 5 people towards this top side of the map as Pai's looking to try and get on in there. Another cast. Keen is just being thrown around by it like a ragdoll, and it's another kill for Gumayushi as a result. Real. And coming into this series, they'd only played on blue side one time. This is the 3rd time they've been on blue side this whole game. So that'd be super cool.
T1, when they are playing a comp that feels like it fits them versus the T1 that gives Gen.G the opportunity to get to the point where these gold leads matters less, right? When you have the 2 items on pace, when Chovy can get to a next item, as oh boy.
Yeah, it's going to continue not being very possible to be able to make those advantages happen. And if Faker gets into the Shroud, Zay's going to fall off the kill, and now Faker is looking to try and get in there for more. Dashing after Canyon and Keen here. It is just Faker at the moment, but now you can see they make their way in. The Paranoia comes down. Decent little utilization of the counter-strike, but Faker's going to get on the kill. Hostile takeover means Keen is dead at the same time, and Pai's almost hit by that handshake. It's just a beauty to watch as we're straight into it once again. Magnustorm going to come down. This could be a pick as Carrier. Actually more tanky than we might have expected. He gets bailed out as well as Faker gets another one. Make it to his owner. Is in on the action still. He's going to go down. The cast just to remove Pays, and Gumayushi is on a rampage. Keen is on the... Didn't have a lot of information. Red buff is the prize that they're looking for, but it's going to get reset, and it looks like Owner should be able to take control of it. Into the Shroud goes Faker, now Paranoia. They think they might have them where they want them, as over the wall goes Chovy. He's got the flank angle, and they take down Guma to start off the fight, but it has to be paid for.
Respite, but T1 still have a very tight clutch on this game.
Yeah, Faker actually looking for Chovy here as he gets into the Shroud. The rest of T1 now moving up. The arrow not going to connect. As Gen.G are now looking to back away. Now it's Zeus' turn to start.
But he holds his nerve, doesn't get dissuaded, still has his ulti available, but the problem is all...
Very difficult for Gen.G to get down there as Lahens trying to set a trap here for anyone who unwittingly moves towards this top side. The Drake will just be taken here, evening out that count 2 for 2, but unbeatable. Shattering Strike going to get a fair bit of value here, but Lahen's still in a whole lot of trouble as Faker looking for them. Still dashing forward as the paranoia does come down. The stun is gorgeous. The execution is perfect, and now
forcing their hand. And what felt like a beatdown earlier, it felt like that really crazy.
Like in your waters?
Owner.
Oh yeah, Owner was thinking about it. The arrow is going to go wide, but still Spirit Rush has to be invested as Pace gets caught by Handshake, and now over the wall they go, but Owner might be going a little bit too far. You've got Zayas coming in though, just trying to be the hero, and speaking of heroes, Faker finds Pace, but not enough damage. Lahen's the first to go down in the exchange, and now Gen.G are scattered. Pace is dead, and Zayas says, you cannot take this belly. It's going to be Canyon that goes down next, and T1 will take down this inhibitor turret. It took a little while, but I think they're just going to move through and win Game 3.
And all that tension deflates as the turnaround is found. T1 not going to let Gen.G claw their way back in this game. Canyon tries to flash just to clear the wave.
Yeah, King desperately trying to hold them, but he cannot, and now it's Chovy left on his lonesome. He's going to need to be that hero as these minions are going to now join these Nexus turrets. Lahen's just trying to buy some time, and he knows that this game is over. Chovy just trying to get back to his fountain. Goes golden alongside Faker as the Nexus is not going to go down. The perfect execution of T1 in this game, exemplified by their mid laner on the fountain of Gen.G, and they'll move to match point.
I just love that Zayas ended the fight with a beautiful bomber and the Gragas ultimate to set up on the Keen. Just a fantastic team fight. But I mean, gentlemen, that game was tense, but we got to go to a break, so make sure you don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bit.
That would certainly be. Oh, okay, it's a pike angle. It's always a pike angle. For Carrier, it is. Those bone skewers are targeted for this guy. Watching that series blew my mind. Vadius, I'm so glad that you had your finger on the pulse there.
We talked about it on the way here, didn't we, Atlas?
Yeah.
Where, like, the mobility and how, like, in the meta it feels it can be difficult to play, but in a position like this.
Yeah, Faker looking for Canyon, trying to find that opportunity, scaring him with where the shot might go. Point blank, the charge, the stun, but the knockback with the buster shot is not enough. The stats here for both Faker and Chovy, and it is a different story when it's the unkillable Demon King that has it, as another charm is going to get it. Gumayusi executes Lahen's. They do try and even out the fight as Faker is evicted, but T1 is still standing their ground. A great start for the defending world champions as Gen.G do manage to get back some control of this grub pit, and I believe for the very first time we're going to trade a couple of grubs instead of just taking 3.
That's such a hefty.
I've read the play effectively. Faker's on the rotation. Carrier.
Yeah, can he charge it? He does find a knockback onto Pace. There's the crash into the wall as well. Lahen's just caught out and explodes. Owner's going to grab kill credit for that. Just yet. In the shellackings that we had games 2 and 3, it's because Gen.G and T1 both enabled their win.
This is going to be a difficult objective to contest, meaning that 4 grubs will go in the favor of T1.
Gonna let it go. No possible contest, and a Nidalee composition that isn't able to snowball early objectives.
And a Tristana composition that doesn't get a decent amount of grubs.
Yep, quite rough, and there is vision. Gen.G obviously knew that this was happening.
We got to lock it in as Keen gets in there before the arrow does come down. Slightly mistimed, but yeah, Keen was already softened up. And you can see Zayas makes his way into the mid lane. They are taking control of the lanes as Gen.G are committing onto this Rift Herald. Chains of Corruption going to connect onto Lahen's. He's throws down the ulti, but he's just dead. There's nothing he can do, but Keen gets rid of 2, and now Faker, he's able to dance his way out. Carrier, he's burning, but he should be absolutely fine. Regens that health because he's out of vision. And Chovy still in a little bit of trouble. Zay's going to take a mid lane out of turret at the same time.
Second dragon of the game will go towards T1, equalizing that up. But the goal difference is the most crucial thing.
And T1 going to be able to clean up the last remaining outer turret here as well. Faker going to claim credit for that one.
And I know we've mentioned it a lot as a hold that thought lands might be in trouble again, but looks like he's going to be okay. Although Guma...
Oh, manages to catch him on the juke, and he explodes one more. Canyon there, but gets the true damage on that Orbit Deception as Lahen's allowed to drive once again. I don't know about it as he gets pulled back immediately, but he's able to absorb a lot of it still. The answering Impale is so good. The arrow is going to connect. connect onto the backline, onto Keria.
Setup for this top tower, but the TP is committed. Can they dive?
We'll see. It's going to be a fair bit of damage onto this one. Spear is going to be coming out perfectly. There's a twisted advance. The charm goes wide. Faker's dead. That is going to be Canyon taking him down, but it's now Zeus trying to be the hero. He catches Canyon with the counter-strike stun, and he's under the wrong turret. Lahan's going to go down for the 5th time, and it's a double for the other solo laner. They may have got Faker, but this is what he does. He baits them in.
They're just TPing to mid to try and get something in return.
Gen.G just wanted the tower. Faker TP's in. They sit there and say to themselves, this should be an easy pick. His ulti wasn't off cooldown, but the collapse was crucial. Gen.G, I don't think you can do this, Dragon. They're going to start it, but the collapse...
For this lethality, Varus. T1 really just have Gen.G exactly where they want them. This is such a change from what we saw in this exact... Still looking pretty rough.
I mean, worlds aside, the fact that T1 is even getting revenge.
Now on cooldown for a little while as T1 look to set up a 5-man siege on this inner turret. At 23 minutes, sieging is quite difficult unless the Bone Skewer comes through. The arrow is denied by the ulti from Keen, but now with only 2 stragglers here, Zeus will explode. It's Canyon that locks up the kill as Keen dives in once again. Pei's able to take down Keria, but it's Gumayushi stands here. Hike so incredibly squishy. There's the teleport from Keen. The front line will arrive. Chains of Corruption do go wide. As now Lahen's, he's chunked out just a little bit, but he's going to throw his life away for a good position in a team fight. Keria on a flank angle. It is going to be Ona taking soul point, but can they win the fight? That's a phenomenal ultimate from Keen, and Pei's is untouched. Still Keria explodes, pops like a balloon. Zeus has the counter strike, but he has no brands. Faker dives in to try and save him. The flash of the and it's a double kill. Pei's now standing his ground. Gumayushi can't do anything, and Gen.G will ace.
Baron is going to come through.
Oh man, and look, he may not have got the
actually connect, even though Ono was able to land the ultimate. The top tower is now exposed as they turn their attention to mid to try and defend.
T1 can bide their time. I just don't think they will.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp going to cut out the arrow, connecting onto Ona. Chains of Corruption just try and buy some space with the flash. Onto Faker, the knock-up, and he's dead. Pieces arrows follow him into the death chamber as the Impale is decent. Ona's still alive, he's so tanky, and it's Gumayushi taking matters into his own hands. The spears go wide and the coffee goes down. It's a double kill for the Skarner, and Chovy's still alive. There's a bit of damage, but he gets over the wall, flashes, but the Bone Skewer finds him. The shutdown for Goomer and T1. They want to go to London.
And Gen.G trying to get the fight, but the death timers are too long.
Oh, it's only Canyon versus the world here as T1 are taking down their first inhibitor of the game. They are not done yet. Nexus turrets stand between them and another final. He goes golden. He's holding onto the wave. He wants to take it down. He does. But another one is Conga lining in. Lahen's, he knows he just has to move it away from these Nexus turrets. And he is able to stall it out. Another teleport. Faker does come back. And they'll now get their time. It is Guma that's able to melt these turrets. And Gen.G for the last 2 years have been the kings of Korea. But we know the world is T1's home ground.
What an incredible final game! At the brink of a comeback, Gen.G's final fight is shut down. And in such poetic fashion, they catch Faker. He was the first to fall, but then the rest of T1 rose to the occasion and turned the fight around. Once again, T1 will return to the World Championship final.
And I was getting flashbacks, gentlemen. I thought that maybe Gen.G were on that path to a Game 5, but it did not happen. T1 just said, no, you will not do it again. It is our date with Destiny. You guys, what did you think? T1 back at the World Final again.
Oh, Atlas, this team is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot believe they make it back. Well, they're making me believe, Jesus, that they're making it back to the final after coming into this World Championship as not the team we were looking at just like last year. It is an absolute enigma.
It was absolutely insane. And even then, when Faker was getting caught, I was like, this is 2017. It was Samsung who caught him in that same position on the Karma. But instead, it's a different form of T1 with different members that rally around Faker this time and pull it through to the end.
The reigning world champion will return to defend their title versus BLG now.
We'll get a chance to talk about, unfortunately, Gen.G's exit later, but I do want to first take a look at something that was crucial. He's on screen right now. Keria on the pike in our HyperX Reflex replay, because you were talking about you need a difference maker in a moment like this, and how many times has Keria been that?
And that's the thing, you thought it might have been Canyon on the Nidalee, but it was this pike pick, constantly catching out Gen.G, playing spectacularly in the early stages, roaming around every year. And I'm shocked he had this performance, because I looked at that man as he stood up from his seat, shaking, shivering. I thought it was Worlds 2022 with the way he was shaking.
Yeah.
Like, that man put on a hell of a performance here today.
Yeah, as we see a little mental highlight reel of Keria in this game, he now is second in international performance assists. He just surpassed Xiaohu, and the amount of relief that you saw
look at him.
on his face. Look at he's so, like, it's such an emotional moment for these guys. They've been through so much this year, the pressure of defending their title.
Bring it on!
Yeah.
Finn, I see you!
Guma egging on the crowd. You could just see the entire coaching staff coming out, all of the emotion behind them as well. It makes it so much sweeter to overcome the adversity they faced this summer. Again, like, to have them be able to be one of the few teams go back to back, it's them, it's only them that have been able to do this, T1 the org, back to back to defend a world championship title.
But think about how many doubts have had to be on them throughout this year.
Reckless world champion, it's a path.
Think about it, you come into summer, you barely scrape in.
Yep.
You go to 5 games against KT. You then, like, you get knocked out by Homa in playoffs. You don't even make it to finals. Everyone is thinking this is the year T1 fumble. And we've got to look at a team like Gen.G to step up and
Going to go back to try and true sticking to that team fight style.
You need to have really good CC for this Skarner and Rumble combination, and they have that in spades. So much team fighting here drafted.
As we get into game 1 here, Elk and On looking for Gumayushi. Knight coming in from the side as well, will land the abscond, abduct. Gumayushi still holding on to that flash down, locks him up, he flashes the ignite, sticking, and BLG strike first.
What offers as he goes straight for it. Faker as well, you know, it's one of the big things with T1 heading into this tournament. His lane phase was not great in the LCK.
Zex has to flash away, Shun looks for more, and BLG. The Grubs might just look for a smite on one here to delay the full stack. Keria caught out though, does still have the flash and the ignite, locked against the wolf, and now trying to get away. The Unbreakable is not exactly that. On secures the kill.
The idea there from T1, because they had a nice stacked wave in mid lane. Oh, Knight going for a bit of a trade, has his AD carry behind him.
Nice juke.
Faker unbinds his soul, dodges away from the abscond, abduct owner coming in from the side as well.
Playing off the advantage they have with their laners, and they're converting it into the first dragon of the game.
Straight from even champion selects, and you see the smiles on their faces, the confidence there. They're looking at T1 decision right now. Do they just let Faker farm turret play?
Oh! It's Guma! It's at the Baron pit! I know it's the Grubs right now, but he always manages to steal it.
Whether it's a Varus or a Caitlyn, Guma's got the skill shots to get your objectives.
Beautifully done by Gumayushi. He's ought to keep him locked down as long as possible. Zeus should be fine.
He's going up towards Mega as well. He can trade in. TP coming in. T1 have the advantage. The Nav into the wall. On has no flash and only 200 HP to work with. Now that's nothing. Sent back to the fountain. Bait sealed. Out down. T1 find
it is just going to be the trade. Dragon for Herald, no problem. But I will say, Knight staying on this outer turret and getting the outer turret gold himself. Again, more money funneled into this Sylas. The Sylas that does scale so well.
Yeah, notice that, again, it kind of, while T1 did find that TP play, now they're behind in terms of TP. The arrow connects mid.
Zeus able to walk away for now. Shadowing Strike will get the stun. The Magnet Storm coming in as well as BLG look to collapse. Already they've locked up T1 in the middle of the meat grinder, and one has gone down. Zeus falls. Faker getting chased out as well, and Bin's flashing forward. Faker will manage to dash across towards the red pit, but Gumayushi does not have that same luxury. BLG find 3, all of them sitting on Elk.
A triple kill for the AD carry of BLG. A nice arrow to set up the whole play. T1 saw an angle to secure that mid tower and immediately get punished.
And BLG are so quick with it. Elk's arrow snipes him right out of the air after the 2 kills with the Herald. Immediately turn it into gold. Liquid gold here for BLG. They shoot ahead on the map.
So many
3
structures.
towers.
Beautiful multi-man ulti comes through from On with the follow-up as T1's forced to retreat.
And now the Impale's going to land on Keria as well, and he has no place to get out of this, nowhere to go apart from back to the fountain in a body bag.
Best team in the LPL coming out firing on all cylinders. They are not giving T1 a moment to regroup at all. Faker now even under attack, he's slowed in the pit.
The TP is coming behind here as they look to try and turn this play around. Bin trying to get the damage down onto Faker here, hit him with the harpoons. Faker dodges away with the Q3 and manages to live through the Leandries. T1 finds some semblance of hope in the bottom side, but BLG are not stopping their advance on top. Owner locked up with a Glacial Prison, and he's sent packing. BLG are ripping this map to shreds.
It is often a play that Faker, teams have tried to collapse on him on a side lane, and it's resulted in their demise. They're doomed the over chase of that star mid laner, but BLG don't care. They're keeping pressure on the top side. T1 members collapsed on the bot, but it costs them greatly as they lose 2 towers top.
And we're only 18 minutes into the game, and BLG...
Shot comes in, then the arrow. That is sublime from Elk. He's 5-1 now. And it's just such a dominant performance for
BLG with a strong start to game 1. And while this game definitely isn't over, BLG have all the tools to secure the first game of this series.
The one to face check that mid lane bush. Shun still tanking up the Baron. It's at 9,000. Knight with the flank position. Glacial Prison hits, and Guma is down. BLG used the Baron as a bait and immediately kill off.
They try and fight them.
So almost spotted as he walked towards that Razorbeak pit. The Baron down to 2,000. Knight on the front line. Owner trying to get in. Base Sealed goes in as well with the Magnet Storms already locked up 2 members of T1. The Impale grabs 3, and they're burned to a crisp in the river. The arrow has to be flashed away by Zeus, but BLG are taking everything and giving T1 nothing.
It's complete annihilation. BLG are going to try and chase him down as well.
Zeus able to jump across the wall just before he got hit with the Shadowing Strike, but now with the Baron buff on them, BLG can advance down mid. The TP in from Knight as they look to close this one out.
I mean, they're knocking down the inhibitor towers, the Baron buff BLG. The respawn time is still about 10 seconds. They're going to respect it. They're going to back away, but the damage has been... Make sure that Owner cannot get into the pit. He sidesteps Faker's ultimate, and Knight is just... he's spectacular.
Faker's trying to get away from Knight, but the Knight wants the throne, and Faker's been pushed off it. BLG are on fine form today, and T1 just can't keep up.
The golden left hand of the LPL strikes down the GOAT in the side lane, and BLG will collect their 3rd dragon. They might collect the entire base before we see the 4th.
Knight has had an incredible tournament, and he's not going to slow down here in the finals. BLG have steamrolled T1 here in game 1. They're looking for another inhibitor, and they're looking for the game.
Gumayushi, Owner, and Keria are trying to defend the arrow once again from Elk. It hits Guma! He's got flash, but he's still stunned up. The Impale comes out, and Guma falls under his own Nexus towers. T1 still trying to defend. Zeus doing everything he can to keep Knight away. But BLG continue to advance. The first Nexus tower's down. Faker's back up. Trying to find something out of this game, trying to find some defense against BLG, but the oncoming masses are just too damn strong. And now into the wall. Faker's fate is sealed as he dives the backline and dies for it. BLG come out swinging and take game 1.
The coordination from BLG in this first game was exquisite.
I mean, what else is there to say? Just incredible play from BLG. Just absolutely phenomenal.
All right, for the TFT players, the team fight.
On's Rakan open. quietly in the back line. That support pick wasn't locked in, and when we think about On's career all-time, this is his best champion.
It's his most played. It has a 73% win rate. He's battling against Guma.
Onto the biggest stage with the entire world watching. They get the
double knock-up already. Carrier's down to half HP. He's going to have to flash. Gumayusi cleanses away from Knight. The chase continues. BLG flashing forward. The heal coming out. Gumayusi now slowed by the Ash. And you can't escape the quiver of El First Blood again to BLG. Tick him over on here. It's the level 2 of his own. Shun coming in as well to bolster this attack. Zeus underneath the tower. Able to flash away, gets the double knock-up, and look at On, he's about to be turned off! On goes down, Shun almost falls to, escapes that final tower attack. Ends up towards the tower, you can actually see Knight using the TP here. Guma, still no flash, no cleanse, the Grand Entrance going to get a knock-up, Knight flashes across the wall, shielded Duran for the double sword, and now the Flame Spitter is doing a lot of work. Guma's going to be brought back with a bailout, but can he survive? Down to 100 HP, Knight! The battle dance for On keeps him alive, Ona still chasing! And he rips through Knight. Now Baker joins the party, a handshake from Carrier is one Bin did not want to take. Bin goes down as well, and T1 have 3 on them. On still only level 3, has the flash, has the heal. They'll get one with the smite. Handshake pulls On back, but he can dance out with that W, and he'll manage to get to the relative safety of this top lane tri-bush. T1 will find 2 grubs for their own as they forced BLG away.
Yeah, Zeus also able to walk up. He just barely got his level 6 on that Ornn, so
looks for that abscond. That Dot can't quite land the chains. Carrier and Gumayusi pushing through the wave now. Paranoia coming out. Call of the Forge God is stopped. Zeus dashing forward. The shield of Duran for the taunt blocked by Ona. The knocker coming out as well as BLG trying desperately to defend the hero's entrance. Cancelled as T1 fight 2. Shun forced underneath this turret as well as BLG are walking away wounded.
Such a good play for T1. There were a few seconds left on Bin's teleport. He could not join. They forced the dive On, looking for any recallers.
I mean, T1 is sticking around. The TP will come through.
Shun already down. Bin walks into a scarred battlefield. He'll still take out Gumayusi in the end.
Shun working away on it. See if Knight, how quickly Knight can push this bottom wave though for the Galio. Uses the Rumble ultimate for the wave, so they're just gonna make the call. We will pay for this with some tower plate money here onto the side of...
On this Renata, is he just walks in your face. He is not afraid, you know, as he has the mechanics to be able to outplay you.
Trade that Faker was able to get on him. Knight goes back to base, full heal, teleport out.
I mean, the important thing here is Faker didn't reset before TPing in, so he's at half HP. Does have the quickness stolen away. The Scuttle Grab will go across. On goes in with the quickness, knockback with the Crescent Guard as well. Call of the Forge God coming down as the die comes in. The hostile takeover just possesses BLG. It's 2 already, the hero's entrance. A swift exit back to the fountain for Knight as T1
locked them up. T1 will claim that Rift Herald in the aftermath as well.
BLG. Very similar to how far ahead BLG were in game 1, although obviously T1 had yet to take all of the towers we saw BLG.
BLG steps up, have to be a little bit careful there, so sacrifice the tower initially, and then as you said, they have the Rift Herald
from the side. We'll take a spear to the back for his time in the mid lane, but T1 just used the fact
the flank.
Zeus has got behind them here, brings the call of the Forge God. Paranoia, paranoia! Everyone's out to get you, Elk! He falls first, still has both his summoners. On's gonna dash away. The chase comes in by Faker, steals away the quickness. A hero's entrance from Knight just to defend his support. T1 though find 1, and they'll turn their eyes towards the Drake.
Ornn and Nocturne, it is just too dangerous to step out onto the map, out in front of any of your towers, and as soon as they do, T1 close the trap shut. They get their extra kill.
Elk doesn't even use a summoner spell, and I understand why. Like, what's the point?
He's like,
when
yeah, you got
it. Or they see Faker here.
Bin trading with Zeus. Quickness coming out as they look for the engage. They find Faker. Still has the flash. Paranoia comes out. The Crescent Guard will keep Faker alive for the moment. And Carrier has a flank position of his own. Ona has the bailout on his shoulders. And Shun is already down. TP now invested from Bin or from Knight as they look to rejoin the fight. Elk goes down. On follows suit. And T1 have been able to defend Faker. They keep him alive. Faker flashes. And Knight can't find him. T1 find 4. Only Bin left standing.
Many have tried before, but Faker does not fall that easily. His team is quick to react, and just like that, 4 members down. T1 will secure the Baron.
BLG knew we are falling behind. We have to make an attempt at a pick ourselves. They try and go at Faker, but T1 pounce in response.
It's just the one player that is so hard to catch.
The Baron buff in the hands of T1, walking up these towers, they just fall over in front of them. This series here, very likely to get evened up. The response in game number 2 for T1, taking back the Silas.
They are 12,000 gold ahead or thereabouts, and T1 advance on 2 lanes. Faker in mid has stolen away Elk's ultimate and has used it to great effect so far this game. Gumayushi has a masterworked Blade of the Ruin King alongside a Terminus and a Ginsu's. Look at Elk still about half an item behind. T1 continue to pile the pressure on. On looks for Owner, can't find him. BLG just trying to find some semblance of an engage, trying to find some way to break through the armor of T1 right now, and perhaps it's Faker that they want, but he dives back in onto Shun. Half HP now on the Xin Chao, and T1 just chipping away. That's all they need to do. They have the Baron buff for another minute's time.
Again, Baron buff and 6 grubs just solve so many siege problems. Arrow gonna get juked.
Flash was lost there for Carrier, but the damage is still being done. BLG's picked.
There they go.
Quickness, paranoia coming out. The Quickness goes in. Gumayushi locked up here. His entrance going in as well as Knight looks for the back line. But already he needs to look at his own team because they are being ripped to shreds by T1. It was a valiant effort, but BLG find nothing.
T1 will strike back in game number 2 to even it up here in London.
Try as you might, T1 are on home turf. And we're going to a best of 3.
Lethal efficiency from T1 as they change up the draft. And even though they concede first blood, they're able to bounce back with some incredible team fights.
Both teams have been so good at snowballing their lead, so good when they get ahead.
They really have. It's been a seesaw so far. BLG had game 1, T1 showed up very solidly in game 2. The question is, will that seesaw continue to swing the way it has, or will we see BLG maybe go to the blue side for the first time here in the World's Finals?
Everybody's been looking at Yone as this pick all tournament long, but really Silas maybe stealing the show.
It certainly might.
Second round of bans last game. Now we get to see the Kindred Galio combination from Shun and Knight. Shun is one of these players that has the signature Kindred as well as Nidalee. It was such a big pick.
Owner manages to stop it from happening, but Shun is looking for more. He flashes forward, Knight on the flank as well. Owner's going to flash away. Counter-strike out from Zeus, not quite able to connect, and the shooter Durand with the stun. His first blood again!
The lane of BLG is also on their way. The wave is being pushed in mid, and BLG want to punish Faker.
Faker has flash, but the flash in from On into the pullback. Faker's down. On secures the kill.
We get to see some blitzcrank value there. Goes in, immediately makes the play, while Owner actually yoinked away one of the grubs. That's all you really need out of the first pack to at least put the threat of 4 on the second pack.
I mean, the good news from Faker's perspective is the kill went down to On. Bit of a mistiming on the rend execution from Elk, meaning that he didn't quite have the damage to get the kill, so the Ignite ended up finishing it off. And Faker also didn't burn any summoners in that trade. He's now going to path up towards top, catch that wave as the bot lane of
T1 that is growing in the early game.
So your sights on top lane as well. I thought Carrier was actually looking for a roam up towards top, but good vision coverage from T1 on that side of the map. It would be a...
Down towards the bottom side.
Beautiful reward there for BLG getting their first.
Boom. Flash hook from On, they look for more. Faker goes back in, but the hero's entrance will bring Knight coming crashing down. Faker down to 300 HP, Bin now has that flank position, and the Leandri's complete. Owner jumps onto him with the Bolt Breaker and is able to keep him away from Faker for the moment. Faker dashes across the wall. Carrier's life will be forfeit to keep Faker alive. Brings out the bailout, but falls immediately after. Faker trying to escape, Knight still on the chase.
So beautifully done there from BLG. As you say, they're not done yet. Still seeking Faker.
Oh, but he didn't spot him. He doesn't actually know if he interrupted him or not. He's fishing for him. He's hunting. He wonders if Faker's still here.
Now he's seen him. Where are you going to go, Faker? Already absconded, already abducted. Elk is on his way to try and accept this kill as a tribute to him. Knight comes in from the side and will make sure that Faker doesn't have the luxury of executing.
We're not an ultimate
Oh my god, I mean, this is such a crazy thing that's happening right now. T1 committed the teleport to the bot side knowing that that was their only option for a cross map, but Knight again got to bot wave and able to clear things out. T1 quickly adapt though, they convert their pressure. Still more than happy with how things have played out.
Yeah, they want to keep on snowballing here, get the Rift Tail, keep on taking down these towers, open up more space on the map for you to position so aggressively with these blitz.
But BLG will use that pressure to push through bot. They still have the Rift held in pocket as well if they want to look for a tier 2 down here.
They should be able to get it, but they're going to lose so much in exchange. The bot tier 2 is going to be secured. BLG ballooning their gold lead now to 6k.
And all the towers are not equal value. The outer tower is 550.
Two Worlds, they are a dominant team, and when they get a lead at 15 minutes, they have about an 88% win rate. And we've seen that so far at this tournament. Heroes entrance coming out. T1 trying to defend this mid-tier 1. Knight locked up underneath the tower, but he is damn tanky right now. And already, Ona is down. The counter Heroes entrance coming out from Faker. He stole one.
And there's so much extra power here on the side of BLG with all their money.
Faker steals away the equalizer pin, puts one down of his own, but the rest of BLG are here to join the party. Outnumbered, outgunned. Faker falls in the side lane, tries to clear out.
The T1 can really put pressure down towards, so BLG, they secure themselves another pick. They're going to secure the Dragon uncontested, kind of as we expected.
Towards
TP.
mid. TP behind. They're looking for the play. It's Knight who's locked down. The rest of BLG are trying to get into it. TP coming out as well. The hostile takeover used. Immediately locks up Bin, but look at the damage. There just is none. And now Shun is here to join the battle. Zeus tries to jump on top of him. Knight falling low. He gets the taunt though, and Bin's already on a rampage. Ona has to dash away. Guma didn't even get an opportunity to join the fray. And On doesn't want to give him an opportunity to leave. BLG 5-4, and Bammon is on.
Problem is the damage. You highlighted it, Kobe. Knight was too tanky. They didn't have enough. And on the re-engage, BLG just to get back onto the blue side. But this game feels done and dusted. It's just a matter of how BLG put the final nail in the coffin.
Knight has the Heroes entrance to join a play if it does occur. BLG, though, can just step forward. T1 really can't find an avenue to approach this next fight. On looking for the Hex Flash hook. Doesn't quite connect. Knight, though, doesn't have a wave in the mid lane. Could go across towards bot. The next wave's still about 20 seconds away from crashing into that mid lane inhibitor tower. And here's the engage. Knight locked up, tried to Justice Punch away, but once again, T1 are engaging on the tankiest member of BLG, and they can't find anything with it. That's a Fate's Call used. That's the hostile takeover invested as well from Carrier, and BLG shrug it off, shrug their shoulders, and begin the advance once again.
T1, and not much they can do in the face of this LPL onslaught.
They're in the regular season with the income of Wave, but to bring out the Kindred now once again, the TP flank.
Hook going down, cease and desist. They're looking to lock down Shun. Kerry already fallen as the Heroes entrance will block Shun from taking any more damage alongside that for Lamb's Respite. T1 have lost their support, but can they find the fight? Zeus pops a stopwatch, doesn't have much mana left. As Knight goes in for the engage and still lands the taunt. Gumayushi down to half HP. Zeus has already fallen as BLG continue to advance. Ona, Gumayushi, and Faker trying to hold the line here. Minions pushing in. BLG are forcing T1 to make their final stand in this game. Ona goes in with a bolt breaker hooked in as well. The cease and desist. Silence Ultimate stolen away. A Hero's entrance is followed by a second, but it looks like Faker's more like Icarus than any hero taking to the skies. Knight pumps a stopwatch. T1 go pop. Zeus locked up towards the top side. Already 4 for naught for BLG as they are looking to take us to match point.
A convincing Game 3 victory from BLG. Bin calm and cool as he walks off the stage. But BLG have come into this series looking nothing but confident.
You could say that again. Straight from draft, straight from the level ones, in game, clean.
It really was. We're going to be back with Game 4 in just a few moments' time. Don't you dare go anywhere.
A lot of team fights. It has sort of been the go-to approach from BLG in this series. They have easy ways of engage, they have good follow-up, and they've just got incredible scaling. Whenever you see Smolder and Ziggs, its ability to slow the game down and stall is so...
Cuts off by Shun and Bin. He'll be seen on that ward about now. Zeus gets the level 2 underneath the tower, flashes away from the grand entrance, but the damage continues to rain down from Bin. Shun tanking the tower. Zeus gets a bailout carrier, keeps him alive for the moment. That bailout will run out though, and BLG can look for a redive if they so decide to. Zeus taken down. Bin flashes away once
again.
Dive o'clock, the grand entrance goes down. Zeus is overheated and he's sent packing. BLG find their Bin jumps in, hops on, and Minion takes the highway express to get towards this Rumble, who goes overheated. Flamespitter going down, but Zeus is going to go back to the fountain again. No escape for him. He tries to clear the wave, but in the end, he will be put in the ground by Bin.
Shun with a 300 gold lead over his jungle counterpart. That Ziggs is being accelerated so much, and Bin able to close that gold gap that had previously been built up in favor of Zeus.
On's on the warpath here, passes through mid, and T1 are trying to stick to that game plan of taking down the grubs to be able to snowball turret plate money and turrets later on. But BLG with so many early kills, I think that will be critical for T1 moving forward, since BLG have drafted really good late game for themselves. T1 going to use these objectives, try and draw them out to you.
Follow up with the equalizer. You have Faker jumping in with the Abscond that duck just like this. Elk doesn't sidestep. Faker dashing forward for a little bit more damage, using that passive to its full effect. Steals away the Mega Inferno Bomb. Elk has to flash it. Faker takes the tower, and Elk just...
Be available soon. Zeus has the TP and the ulti available. TP available for Bin as well. Owner has found Jun.
On has flash here. We'll use it to get away. You knew the steadfast presence was coming from Owner. Stops any dashes in its area, and so On has to burn the flash. Use the blink instead of one of Rakan's many dashes.
Knight too far away from the play, now making his way down, but Faker controlling the river, trying to force On back. The arrow isn't quite going to connect, and that is looking to be 6 grubs for T1, so part 1 of the plan coming true, Kobe.
Exactly. Even though BLG getting some extra early kills in the lane swap and in the side lane, T1 still. Let's see if they can actually get the 6th one here. It is actually kind of important to get the double Void Might spawn. Should be able to, no problem. Nobody around to smite steal. And they in the mid lane have the Smolder Versailles on top side.
Oh no, looks for Bin, he locks him up. Bin though with a great Narm into the wall. Ona's going to have to flash away the locket invested as well. Bin holds on to his summoner. BLG beginning to collapse. The Mega Inferno Bomb coming out as well. There's the arrow. Bin sidesteps it. Zeus might have to flash the wall here. Ono on that front line. Locked up with the quickness. He dives onto Elk. Yushi caught up. Elk falling low though, and the flame spit is enough to burn him down in the river. And now T1 begin to turn on the afterburners. Shun has to flash across, dash across the wall with the Arctic Assault. Yushi can't quite get the down with the volley. Carrier though! He will not let you escape, and now On has to dance away with that grand entrance. Carrier looking for a little bit more. Yushi.
Play.
A massive play for T1. Owner setting things up by getting that collapse onto Bin. The follow-up from the rest of T1 as well, as BLG tried to collapse onto T1, thinking that they'd overstayed their welcome on the bottom lane, but they're able to turn the play.
Are making their advance through the mid lane. On and Shun in the pit. The Rift Herald down to 2,000 HP. Bin looking for that Narv as well. The Rift Herald still sitting at 2,000. That eye is open. T1
are that team this time around.
BLG trying to defend. Glacial Prism hits onto On. The arrow also connects. Bin dashes in. The Narv back. The hostile takeover makes Shun go berserk underneath the tower. And he pops the locket, but he will go pop first. BLG starting to turn this one on T1's heads. They found 2. Carrier has no flash, but Knight has 1 to chase. Carrier escaping on 100 HP, but On will not give him that luxury. BLG find 3 in the top side.
And just like that, BLG punished the aggression from T1. Trying not to lose any momentum, they set their sights on the top tier.
Carrier knows that one is going to be rough.
It's a tense situation. The gold finds itself...
Definitely the correct choice here with the scaling that they have available to them. 7-minute game ending, especially with BLG having Smolder plus a Ziggs. The reason why this is such a good pairing as the arrow goes wide, but Faker's still here.
Faker looking for that flank. Will seal away the quickness from On. Gets On flashes in, finds 2. Equalizer on the back line as well. As Faker is not of this earth. He finds the engage. He finds everything T1 were looking for.
Exceptional play from T1. You think that the play falls short because the arrow doesn't connect, but Faker will find a way.
And then with the 6 grubs, with the Rip Tail, they immediately take the tower afterwards.
Look to try and take the fight. Jun has Flash and Smite. Elk now joins the battle, teleports in. Bin looks for Keria, lands the slow with the boomerang. Knight TP'd in as well. BLG are going all guns blazing into the battle here as T1 are hailing the retreat. On dashing forward, he's only at 300 HP. Faker eats a bomb and is taken out low. Mega Inferno Bomb going in. Zeus will sacrifice himself for the good of his team to make sure the rest of T1 are able to escape. Afterwards, Ona couldn't quite get Mage to engage any further. Faker's taken out the tier 2 in the top lane. Jun goes in with the Glacial Prism on there with the follow-up. Keria though, an incredible hostile takeover puts on in his place. Ona taking the tower. Glacial Prism stolen away by Faker as he dives onto the back line. Who else but Faker again? In the end he falls, but Guma is making Shun look like a pin cushion. Knight forced to flash away. Elk trying to put the damage down as well. He won't land it on Keria. The fancy feeder out in force as T1 begin to push up bot side.
Yeah, T1 are taking another tower with the 6 zone and really accelerating this game and being able to get their Dragon Soul as well in a very timely manner means we are still on.
An investment of ultimates from T1. Mikhail's used, Keria, flash handshake, pulls back Elk. Faker trying to get with the quickness of the backline. Gumayushi unable to open up quite yet. Bin doing the damage onto Ona as well, but already Elk is down to 300 HP. On the top side, Shun is down. The equalizer out from Zeus will save Ona's life. And like this, they TP'd Elk into the mid lane. Has that Mega Inferno Bomb. It's going to hit onto Ona. Faker able to dodge to the side of it. 3,000 HP now on the Baron as BLG advance. T1 have already got the Baron though, and BLG now have to begin to retreat, but the damage coming out from Elk is absolutely massive. Faker dives in, lands on Bin. Grand entrance already locks him up. He wants to stopwatch to try and buy himself a second. Has the bailout taken on him as well, and he flashes. Faker survives somehow.
Vision on, doing what he can to find angles of attack, maybe even a TP flank, but he's been caught.
On locked up against the wall, pulled back with a handshake. The keeper's verdict finds him guilty. As the Rift is Faker's hunting, and he's looking for a bit of Gnar. The flash forward, Seven's Peasant's Knight able to flash away as well. The hostile takeover comes up short. The Gnar stolen away by Faker. Locks Bin against the wall and puts him 6 feet under. Shun next on the menu as Gumayushi begins to open up. Shun taken out by Zeus. The equalizer does exactly that for T1. It's going to equalize this series at 2-2.
The reigning world champions will not go down that easily. They will push us to a deciding Game 5. They are going for it.
There's only On left to defend the Nexus. Faker steals away the Rakan ultimate. The defense is not strong enough, and T1 will bring us to Game 5.
On the shoulders of Faker, T1 will go to Game 5. There is no one like him, not on this earth. T1 take us to Silver Scrapes.
The arena erupts with excitement. What looked like a terrible start for T1 turned miraculously after some incredible plays from that man in the mid lane. Game 5 is what we wanted. Game 5 is what we will get.
Owner Poppy getting a lot of picks in this game as well. Keria, Renata, obviously very big pick, and Faker Silas as we go to the champion select for the deciding game.
we talked about the damage, and I was a little bit worried putting all that damage responsibility onto Gumayusi. By bringing in the Xin Zhao, it does increase the amount of damage that they have. And we think about mid-jungles, it was kind of the story coming into the series about how...
Waves is going to get the first move, but Faker under attack.
Has no flash, just his punch gets hit, there's the charm as well, and Faker might fall first in the finals of the finals. Knight gets... All members up towards the top side, Faker has the hero's entrance to come in from mid, On looks for the engage, the flash away is T1 disengaged for the moment, Owner jumping back in, there's the hero's entrance, Kevin gets the slam into the wall as On almost falls, he gets punched by Faker. And now Bin and Shun have to escape, but Zeus does not want to let them get away. The explosive cast knocks them back in the end. T1 will win the fight.
In a series that has been so focused on Grubs, in the game number 5, all 10 over him, not to mention all the extra gold, the biggest gold lead holder on the team. So much to know.
Oh, Kevin goes in, and down goes On. Kevin turns him off.
Secure the first dragon of the game.
And it is a very tall task here for BLG.
The pick potential is real, but right now Guma is just
going for it.
Oh, Carrier with a good set fast person. TP coming in from BLG as they look
there he comes
to make the play. Spear rush forward by Knight, holding the charm, doesn't get stunned. The charm hits Carrier. Flash forward with the counter strike. Carrier falls first as Gumayusi brings the feathers back and almost takes down On. Owner caught underneath his own tower, but he will fall even in the cataclysm. BLG find 2.
The shoes upgrade, Lucidity acquired. That ultimate cooldown now for Knight will be so low. T1 though, looking back at the Grubs, they want to get at least 4 for their Void Might spawn. Despite a really good play there from BLG.
I mean, yeah, the bot tower falling means that there's a huge wave as well. Knight forced to catch it, doesn't have the TP, just going to concede it as the bot side of the map becomes BLG's priority. Tier 1 going to be happy to secure the Herald and the top Tier 1 as well. No one could really gain purchase on the mid wave as it's just cleared out by Elk and Zeus. But T1 do have a tempo advantage here, and they're looking to keep the pressure on top side.
Top side objectives have been turned so quickly into tower gold during this series. They're looking to do it again.
Knight's still working his way through that bot side. Tier 1 will now take it. Then TPs to try and save the Tier 2 in the top side. Rifthold was not. Tier 1 do have the pressure advantage on the map. If they want to push in like this, they'll take a Tier 2 in the top side with 3 towers to 1 in their favor.
He doesn't have TP and he's on the top side of the map. They will spot out Faker as Bin and Zeus go back and forth on trades, but you're seeing how effective this Gragas is.
Cosmic Drive Fimbulwinter is doing a lot of work here. They get the knockback as well. Carrier with the steadfast presence position is here to try and help out his top laner. That Fimbulwinter Cosmic Drive
always keep you at arm's length or belly's length in his case. Meanwhile, Knight did end up finishing off.
Time to do so. Pings coming down from the side of T1 of the bot side jungle.
Zeus finds On, Shadowing Strike going in, the crash down as well. Bin looking for the follow-up here onto Zeus, the hero's entrance, and On just oversteps. Gumayusi sends him back to the fountain, and now BLG have to play a 4v5 if they want to try and contest. I think their decision will be not to. They'll just back away, clear out their own jungle, but On went in on Zeus, and T1 immediately collapsed.
Again, T1, they're so confident, and we're like, they've got the Galio ult to back them up. Zeus is mounting pressure facing them.
You can feel as well, just kind of on the map, how T1 is...
region that have supported you through thick and thin. And
Owner, very close here.
Pressure on you, Shadowing Strike going wide. Shun tries to dash across the wall, but immediately he's locked up, goes in with the Cataclysm. Gumayusi pops the Feather Storm. Owner looking to re-engage onto On. Shun down to half HP. Bin gets onto the back line. Gumayusi cleanses away, but Bin has already put him in the dirt. Kevin is next up. BLG find 2. T1 able to back away for the moment, but the TP behind by Bin as he looks for a little bit more.
Oh, they go back in!
Faker flashes in, and down goes Knight! Once again, when you need someone, when you need anyone to stand up and show just what this game's all about, it's Faker! He finds another! T1
They had them on the run, but the turn from T1 was better.
The flank that comes in from Bin to follow up the engage from Jun, and crucially you're gonna see
Strike. Wait a second. Topside. Zeus under fire.
Zeus caught out. Killer Instinct in by Elk. BLG collapsing. 4 members strong. The heroes entry.
Oh, Zeus!
Faker joins the fight. Elk with the stopwatch. Faker in the middle of them all. And it seems like death may have arrived. And his name is Faker. He's here for your lives. The rest of T1 begin his collapse. Faker's going to fall as he pulls the stopwatch. Manages to buy himself a second. Owner here to save his mid laner once again. And Faker still stands. He has ascended. He stands above it all. And he looks hungrily at that world's trophy.
The unkillable Demon King. Unkillable one more time.
Unbelievable once more. How does he keep doing it? I mean, with the Baron buff, 4 members dead. It's only Knight left to defend his base. His crumbling kingdom at the hands of T1. An inhibitor will fall, and T1 set their sights on the Nexus.
Knight goes in with the Spirit Rush, lands the charm as well. The first Nexus tower's fallen, and T1 are just looking for the prize. They're hungry for it. T1 are the past, the present, and the future. A new era, the same empire. T1 are your 2024 World Champions.
Three World Finals in a row for this roster. 2 of them victories, Vedius. Crazy accomplishments from this entire T1 roster.
And just the way that that game ended, for Faker to make the plays that he did, he is the GOAT for a reason. And this will be his 5th World Championship title. We are witnessing such a legendary resurgence from T1. A new era for T1 and an incredible performance.
Please keep that roster together again. That right there is the new T1 dynasty. Heartbreaking for BLG to be so close.
In the end, as Faker said it best, you've got to prove it. That's what you play. When you face T1, when you face the best in the world, the defending champs, you've got to prove it. And today it was T1 that proved it. A trophy ceremony presented by Mercedes-Benz. They will hoist the Summoners Cup. I can't think of 5 players that deserve it more.
From 4th seed in the LCK, 1 game away from not even qualifying to the World Championship, to making it all the way to the final, a full 5-game banger. They will lift the Summoners Cup once more.
Oh, those steps must feel so sweet. A 5-game banger, as you say, Betty. T1 take to the main stage, and they deserve every accolade that is bandied towards them. It's back-to-back. London, Europe, the world, give it up. It's T1, your 2024 World Champions once more.
Baker said, "This one's for you."
I think it's a little bit for them as well.
A little bit. Just unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. An incredible run. T1 have done it once again. BLG were an incredible rival and opponent, and they pushed them to the very brink. But what a performance. T1's 5th World Championship, and they will raise that cup once more.
Zeus, Owner, Faker, Gumayushi, Keria. Remember the names, legends, all of them.
supporting Carrier. He transcends League, he transcends Esports. Faker is one of a kind, to say the least, as he raises that trophy for the 5th time. The team around him obviously deserve all the praise as well, but...
I mean, I think it's fair to say the greatest roster in League of Legends history. Yeah. 3 back-to-back World Finals appearances, won 2 out of the 3, and the one that they didn't win, it was a full 5 games. It's truly incredible what this roster has accomplished. Largely built through the academy system of T1 with the addition of Carrier. Phenomenal stuff.
Incredible stuff from them through all of Worlds. Let's take a look back at T1.
챔피언으로 참가했고 챔피언으로 떠날 계획입니다.
Hansa continues to put axes into the back of Zeus. Han's now in the middle of the minions, doesn't have a ward to play. Zeus can open up and Zeus finds it.
D1 may have limped through summer, but this is Worlds, and they are here to stay.
T1 again managed to find a favorable fight, but Faker's not done! Faker! He gets the double! That was insane footwork from the Rakan! T1 refused to lose a best of 5 to the LPL, and they move on to the semifinals.
수비 선수 미래를 원한다면 증명하세요.
Under Faker, the knock-up, and he's dead! And it's Gumayushi taking matters into his own hands. The spears go wide and the poppy goes down. And Gen.G for the last 2 years have been the kings of Korea, but we know the world is T1's home ground.
The reigning world champions will return to defend their title versus BLG now.
Ladies and gentlemen and everyone else, it is our divine privilege to bring you the World's Finals.
It's just a bloody brilliant re-engage, isn't it, from T1?
As Faker is not of this earth, he finds the engage, he finds everything T1 were looking for.
T1 are the past, the present, and the future. A new era, the same empire.